Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. We are here. I'm excited about this live because Kamisha Reviews will be joining us for the first time on my platform, or maybe the second time. And the share, you guys, I'm over here prepared with my shares because listen, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, but before we get into that, let's give you guys. Hold on, I don't want to mess up when Kamisha is over here because there's my intro over here. Hold on. Hi everybody, welcome. It's your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Can everybody hear me good? Am I loud? I don't want to be loud because I want to be very clear tonight. Hold on, let me see what people are saying. Confession, sister. Thank you for stopping. Monique, let people know that we are live and my Queen Kamisha Reviews is already here. All right, let's get into this. Hi, Kamisha.
Hey, I was muted. I'm so sorry. What's going on?
Girl, so much has been going on. All right. I know you spoke on this about Jeffrey and Simone, and I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I feel conflicted when it comes to this. First of all, let's start from where it started, right? It started because Simone does reviews on Ready to Love, which is very different from, because I was trying to compare Simone's reviews and Candy, who does reviews on Housewives that she belongs to, like she's a cast member.
Right.
And very different approach when they're doing their review. Simone will be a little bit shady, way shady, and I get where Jeffrey is coming from, saying, no, you are part of this. You should know, how this goes. You should have reached out to me prior to this. Who is that? Wait a minute, because there's everything. Okay, sister. Confession is saying Simone didn't tell it to be messy, just like every woman will tell the whole story with all our details. Sister, let me hear what Kamisha has to say. Kamisha, what do you think?
Okay. You said that. Wait, what did you say in the beginning? Because the thing about it is, Simone is only responding as if someone typed under your comment. Now we're gonna dissect the things that were said by said Jeffrey and Simone or whatever. But as I told you before, and as I told everybody else, Simone didn't start it; she finished it. That's what it is. You can't choose how you fight. Don't stick your hand on a hot stove; you're gonna get burned. Stay safe. What she did was she put her hand on the stove and got burned. That's the first comment. Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead, Maud. Maud?
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. Sorry. I was trying to make sure that
Go
I
ahead.
was speaking. I was gonna go to where it started, right? Because I went back. Before I showed this comment. I went back, and in that comment, all right, in that comment, she said Jeffrey had children with boyfriends. And
Okay.
she said that we need to be careful. Didn't you learn your lesson? You've been having children with boyfriends. That's a little bit harsh. I didn't like that. That's a little bit harsh. And then she says, so you never learned your lesson with the two children, and then here comes another child, and she continued to say, like somebody who has the facts, that do, because Jeffrey said it was a gift to the guy because this is their first child. This is his first child.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeffrey was insinuating or that it was a gift to this guy that I'm going to show the picture here because I have all the receipts. And then, but then she goes ahead and files for child support, and then that's why Simone was questioning if it was a gift. Why is a guy? Why do you have to fight for child support? I don't give a damn. I'm just saying, and especially given that Simone is not a mother, I think there's some fights that you don't belong, that you cannot say anything about it. Like I am a mother. I'm not a single mother. I can only support single moms, but I cannot say anything about that kind of a life or a lifestyle because I have not been part of it. I do not experience it. That's what I'm saying. I understand Simone say, coming over there in the attorney mode and factual and receipts, but I also calling for humanity when it comes to situations like this. What do you think?
Where's your cape? Where's your cape, ma'am? Because you're wearing it. Where's your cape?
Hold on. Oh, because I'm about to give a cape for Simone too. But
you asked me a question. You are extending grace. Thank you. There it is. Because she has her cape on, everyone. Okay? She is extending extremely amount of grace. Now, again, I'm going to say this. We cannot tell somebody how to fight. Okay? Now, I know everyone is saying she could have DM'd them or whatever, had a conversation. We don't know what transpired because you heard Simone say, I saw you face to face with me and Rashid, and you didn't mention any of this. You had the opportunity to say things you chose not to. So can you?
But that face to face was
no. What I'm saying is, you have there was opportunity to say some things, and instead of doing that, instead of contacting her, you go under her channel, under her video, and type instead like you don't know her. That would take me to a different place. That would be just like you, instead of contacting me, you go into my live and type something under the chat. I would feel away. And I will come in. You understand what I'm saying? It will change my perspective of how I respond to you. What do you think?
That face to face was when she was getting engaged. The engagement thing that happened. That was face. That's why she kept, telling Rashid. Don't you remember? Was there any conversation about the marriage situation? I don't remember her mentioning this. That was the face to face that she's talking about. I don't think they have met after that, have they?
She said, I don't know that Simone said they had to sit down. I don't know what that entailed, but she said they have that they had. She is getting soft. That they had a sit down or somewhat. She didn't say more about it, but I'm just telling you. Either way it goes. She knew she had a way she could have contacted her instead of putting that under the comment. You wanted people to see it. So for me, it's like if you had messaged Simone and she ignored you and then you went live about it or posted under her comment, I'd be like, okay, it's trying to get your attention. But you didn't do that. You went right for the comment for everyone to see. That's going to bring attention and put you in position. You got to respond.
I hear that.
You understand? Okay, go ahead.
I hear that. And I'm with you on that one. And I'm also with you that there wasn't any mom shaming in everything that Simone said. Zero. What I'm saying is...
Okay, hold on. Let's stick there. Let's start there because I do know where you're going to go with this. I'm sorry, I mean, let's start there because the mom shaming is the biggest thing that everyone was speaking about, and even myself included. I think I was ignorant to what the meaning of that was because everybody was like, "Oh, not everybody." The Reese girl, and all of them were saying she was mom shaming, and I watched the video again today. And now, one time that she criticized about raising her children, no kind of way. So I don't understand that point. But go ahead, Mom. I just wanted to start it here.
I was just gonna show them, mom shaming happens when people criticize a mother for making parenting choices that differ from their choices they have made or would have made themselves. And she's coming over here, Jeff, and I'm not, y'all, if you have watched my reviews, I dislike the way Jeffrey has treated Blake. All right? And I am not here to defend that girl. Listen, that's the last thing I want to do. But I want also not to go blindly for the crime. you guys, for the first time, thinking that Simone doesn't have some responsibility or accountability to take from this situation. Because Simone and I are reviewing the same show. I was not part of Ready to Love. There are things that she knows that we don't know, we're not familiar with. And I guess that's why Jeffrey was saying, yo, you've been part of this. Why are you doing this to me? But can't you understand that, Kamisha, though? Her saying, yo, yeah, I don't think Simone brought the children over and over again. I don't think that, because I went back and watched it. I think Jeffrey is offended for the receipts that Simone came in here with, and she went deep and talked about the children. The father of the children. So when you're talking about the father of children, you're kind of talking about my children, though. When you're coming over here attacking this Ahmad, it's like you're attacking my kids.
I did not take what she said as attacking the children at all. All her things, to be honest, were geared towards Jeffrey. All of it. There was nothing that was geared towards the children. It was all about her and her comment and responding to it. Now, people are debating back and forth about the whole marriage thing, but annulment, the definition of annulment is like not. I'm just saying if we're gonna be clear and we're gonna do this, then we're gonna dissect everything that was said. Because when Reese went up there, I'm a blogger that I break things down, just like I tell my mentees, you gonna break it down. A lot of bloggers come out there and say stuff. Reese was just going hard in the paint, yeah, all this crazy stuff and everything, but you had nothing to back it up. I didn't see any receipt or nothing to go together. Show the comments again, Kim, she can see it. Show the comments again of what she put in Simone.
Okay. What comments? The comments that she said, there are so many of them. Kiss my cheek. So, kiss my cheek. I know you're driving and you have not had the time to do this, but Simone went back. No, it started with Jeffrey. Jeffrey posted down here. She said, Simone, how dare you open false information about something you know nothing about, especially when it involves children. You should know better. But then again, degrees don't give you common sense. Now, see, she's being nasty, though. It is difficult to defend this girl because she's being nasty. And then she goes, at the end of all this, she says, let's go. It's like she's opening the door, like, come over here, I'm ready for you. And then when Simone comes, now she's a victim. Now she's going to risk. First of all, Jeffrey, baby girl, if you not go to anybody, and the thing is, that live, when I saw it, they say the topic was Jeffrey is going to speak her truth. So we are not there to talk about baby shaming or anything. We're here to hear what Jeffrey has to say about her truth. Is she married? When did she get married? What is, even Swan is talking about her divorce. Being divorced is not a shameful thing to talk about. And it looks like there was some domestic violence involved with Jeffrey, though. And I think that's what's sensitive about it. And that kept me asking, because I watched back and I saw her speaking or having a conversation with Tommy. We've been together for 12 years, but I have not talked to him in the last 6 years, which confused me.
You're breaking up.
That's why she.
Maj, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but we were breaking up a little bit, so we probably.
Sorry. I was saying, I think the production and Tommy had a deeper understanding or more information that viewers like us, we did not have, because that's the only reason why she had that sit down with Tommy, don't you think?
Was that last part again? Because I kept missing. What did you say?
Did you see that conversation that she had with Tommy when she sat down and talked to Tommy about the father of her children that she's been with, but then she has not seen for the last 6 years?
Yes. What about it now?
I'm confused.
What are you confused about?
I understand that divorce can take time, but it takes time with people, billionaires and people with money. She's not in that class. Why 6 years? If you have not seen somebody for 6 years, why are you not divorced? Because she was divorced. according to the undisputed receipt queen Dina, aka Christina, shared with us that the divorce was finalized in 2022.
But what I would now the whole thing is, I still you about to both of y'all. The whole thing is about the annulment situation. What is the meaning of that? Because that's something else to spread around. Because people will get an annulment and will not want you to know that because they know the actual meaning of the annulment means it's done.
Yeah, hold on. Let me send Dina the receipt because she is the undisputed receipt queen. Come on, Dina, come over here. Talk to us. Come on.
What's the meaning of annulment? I was even surprised myself.
Can you tell you? I know you sent me. Let me hold on. Let me get it.
I don't understand. I sent you your email so you can share your screen, and you're posting it as an overlay. When I send it to your email so you can share the screen.
Lord Jesus. Yeah.
I did not want to fuss at your screen, but I knew you were going to do it the other way because it's easier. But the share screen, all the receipts are there on your email.
I know that. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still warning these things.
Then it says send me a link. Okay.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna send. I don't see it.
You don't see what? The email? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It has a number in the subject matter.
I don't see the email on. I think you sent me, huh?
I'll first send to you again. It's there, but I don't.
Because I want to be careful. I want to be careful with this. Guys, this.
Baby girl, are you showing us the meaning of it? I just sent you the email again.
All right,
because
hold on.
Make sure that as we're talking about this, I want to make sure that we are precise because I feel like the live last night was sloppy. The way they did it, I'm so sorry. To be honest, the live was sloppy because instead of coming on there and Jeffri defending herself for giving her side of the story, the person interviewing her kind of took over the live and made it about her. And
right.
Very interesting.
No, that I agree with you on that one.
You know, so
I do agree with you on that one.
The way we're doing it, we're gonna be as biased as possible and showing all sides. Just like you're talking about the whole Jeffri situation, that side. I'm speaking about things I know because we're talking about all sides, not just one side. You understand what I'm saying? That to me was not happening very well at all. That girl was supposed to have her moment to tell her side of the story. What ended up happening, we heard more about the interviewer's situations than we heard of Jeffri. She got more upset than Jeffri did, which I still don't understand.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get into it.
Dina says she's here.
Is she?
Yeah, she says she's here.
Hold on. Yes, she is.
And they close.
Hi, Dina.
Close the other tab so you don't have so many tabs open. Just have open the email and then StreamYard. Don't have everything.
Which one?
Don't have too many tabs open. It's supposed to be on the internet. Don't have too many tabs. You know, the tabs on top. Just have only StreamYard.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Is that good?
You're better now.
Is that good, Kamisha?
I don't see it. I mean, yeah, you sound great. I don't see anything if you're sharing the screen. Hey, Dina.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hi, Dina.
Okay, Dina, go ahead. I mean, go ahead, Ma. This your situation.
Jesus, go ahead. Can you see me now?
We can see you the whole time. I told you it was good.
We can see you the whole time. You were frozen because you had too many tabs open.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good now. So I know you can leave the email open for you to share, and then StreamYard. That's all you need open.
I know. Okay, go ahead, Dina. Tell us what the undisputed receipt queen is over here. Talk to us.
I'm just here to confirm or deny any questions. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my whole take on it is people are like, I think they're focusing on the wrong things. Like, I feel like Simone, for two things. I feel like Simone brought up the evictions as to establish a timeline that she was still with said person in 2012 and she was still with said person in 2019, and that the evictions prove that they were still together, and that is less than the 6 year timeline she is trying to a narrative that she's putting out there. Also, Simone says she heard from other people that after the fact, maybe after filming or after something, that she said she got an annulment. And Simone clearly said, if this is true, then this is what an annulment means, that you were never married. So you can't say I was married, but I had an annulment. Like, an annulment means it never happened. Like, it's eviscerated off the face of the earth. So therefore, you can't have it both ways. Either you're married or you're not married. You know what I'm saying? You can't go get an annulment and then when it benefits you be like, but I was married, but we had an annulment. And of course, everybody has given their description of, depending on what state is, reasons you can, get an annulment. But I mean, I sent y'all the information. Clearly, she was with this person for a long period of time. They attempted to get married in 2012. They didn't do it. They got a license, but they never got actually married. Then you fast forward to, I believe it's 2016, when they actually got a license and got married in January of 17, I believe.
Right.
But what I think is happening is that you go on this show and you don't want to explain circumstances. And when I say circumstances, I don't know Jeffrey's story. I'm only guesstimating. But based on what it looks like on paper, it looks bad. It's very possible that her and this man had separated a long time ago, and it wasn't until she filed in 2021 that they started the divorce proceedings, but the relationship had been over. They had were no longer living together. They had both moved on. Now, but to explain that on TV, that, hey, me and my ex-husband, we separated, I couldn't find him, I finally had to go and file for divorce so I could move on with my life, and oh, by the way, I had a child while I was legally married. That's a lot to explain. So you just kind of be like, oh, okay, well, they're not available, I haven't seen them in X amount of time, you know what I'm saying? And then you go on, because who want, and that may or may not be her story. I don't know her. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not defending or saying she's right in any way, because I still don't feel like she should have came for Simone like that and then tried to dictate how somebody responds. But I'm just saying, you could probably bet that she went and left out some bits and pieces, or whatever, because the story itself is difficult to explain.
It is difficult to explain. It is difficult to explain, but we just, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to eviction, when it comes to,
Okay,
commenting
let
on.
me tell you. Let me tell you something legally. When you are trying to establish a timeline and you are trying to establish a person was somewhere at a certain time, you don't care what you have to use to prove that a person was there at said time. It could be some matches, a hotel, motel receipt, a phone record. They have gone as far as to commandeer the closed circuit TV from restaurants, traffic
Right.
cams, toll cams. When we all know that Simone is a lawyer, so in her mind, she's like, if you say you haven't seen this man in 6 years, but yet y'all got evicted together in 2019, and we're only in 2023, and when this show was taped was last year, 2022. I mean, if y'all do the math, 2022, 2 minus 6 is 2016. Then 2016, you was marrying him.
Mm.
So you got to make the math.
Right. I
So
listen.
that's all I'm saying. When I think that's what people who don't understand, like me. I went to school for criminal justice. I didn't go to law school. I am not a lawyer, but I do have a lawyer like investigator like brain, as much like Simone. So when somebody comes for you and you want to clap back, you want to make sure that you have your documentation in place because you want to make sure that you can back that up. Now, did somebody might have, found different information on different websites? That's a possibility as well. You know what I'm saying? However, I went to find wherever she lived in Cleveland and went to the court records. And then now she lives in Florida somewhere. So I went to the court records there. And honestly, when I typed in her name, all her court records came up in between the marriage and the filing for paternity on said person. So the thing about it is, if somebody just Googles her name, a lot of information will definitely come up. And then number two, you are sitting up here making it seem like you are holier than thou, and no judgment here, no judgment, but you did file for divorce and paternity on the same day. So you found
Oh wow.
paperwork on two separate men on the same day. And I felt like watching the live last night that she is a little bit delusional because you keep saying everybody wants you, everybody wants you.
Yes.
And while that may be true, there is a difference between want and love. There's a difference between lust and love. And there's a difference between wanting you
Right,
on camera and wanting you in real life.
Well, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something about the interview from Instagram. Like I said before, I feel like there's something personal that Reese has against Simone because what in the world else could have caused her to become so angry and do the say the things she said and have. And she had so much animation about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so much involved where it was like a personal attack with her name, but bringing it up to a straight name, saying attacked her that she's married. I still don't understand what she got to do
Yeah,
with Jeffrey.
she had a lot of animosity towards the situation. I don't know if her and Simone have bumped heads in the past or if it's just, the situation. Because she was very nice, nasty, talking about, oh, y'all not my target audience. I didn't already got here on my own. I'm not really caring what y'all saying, which clearly if there were people who had been following you all this time and they had a difference of opinion in the situation, now you're turning them off. Like that's why we always say here, all opinions are appreciated and respected. We can agree to disagree. Not everybody is going to be, like sometimes we're Switzerland and we discuss both sides. Sometimes we take a side. If somebody else takes the other side, that's cool. That's why we live in a free country where you can voice your opinion, agree to disagree, and go have a drink later, or still be cool. You don't have to cause a cold war. And like you said with the live, I feel like I heard more of her story about when she
Right.
dropped her
Absolutely.
pregnancy video.
Hmm.
People asking
Hmm.
where her husband was. Oh yes, I'm married. I felt like I know more of Reese's story than I do of Jeffrey's, which was what really caused me to
Right.
look a little bit deeper today because I don't feel like I got any answers
And
from
I
Jeffrey.
agree with you. I agree with you on that one because I was saying, the title of that live was "Let Jeffrey Tell Her Truth" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey's gonna tell her truth or something like that, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, if Jeffrey's gonna tell her truth about it, let Jeffrey speak.
Right.
Can
And
Jeffrey say
not
something?
only that, I feel like what do they call it when people sick their dogs on people? Flying monkeys, is that what it's called?
God, I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying, when people
Mhm.
send people out to do their dirty work, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like Jeffrey did that with Morgan
Oh
and
my
Blake.
gosh, Tina, I have to
And
stop you on that one because I watched Kojo, excuse me, Commissioner, and he said the same thing. He
mhm,
said Blake's situation, Morgan came and ran with it.
mhm.
She started it.
Right. So it's, for me, I feel like Jeffrey really didn't
Yes.
validate herself or gain more people to her side. I feel like she made it worse because now you've got this woman advocating for you, getting mad for you, and you're sitting there, you know what I'm saying? And your voice is different than it is on the show, and you're not answering any questions, you're not making any sense, and yet this woman, which thank God they had two people so the other lady could calm the, could jump in and interject here and there to keep the other lady calmed down. But this woman is out here, froggy, ready to jump, being your advocate, ready to nuck if you buck and all that. And you just sitting there like, well, I don't think that this was necessary. And then you still you started throwing, if y'all read that comment, she started throwing digs at Simone about her
She
degrees.
did.
And then on the live, she talked about Simone not being a parent.
Hmm.
And so,
Yes.
but
Come on now.
Simone is a bonus mom.
She
That's where
is.
you choose to be a mom.
To me,
Choose to be a mom.
regardless of the bonus mother or not, everyone is saying that Simone went hard on her. But Simone went hard on her because when you break down everything that she said about Simone, they were hard. So I do
Yeah,
not think that Simone, some stuff she didn't go hard enough for. What it is, you can't take it. So if you can't take it, you
exactly.
shouldn't throw it out there. You should keep your opinions to yourself. Don't type under people's comments if you can't deal with the drawback. Period.
Because I guarantee you, if I wasn't who I was, but somebody like me had said some things about me, and I knew I couldn't compete, I just go ahead and let that slide. Because I'm the type of person, I know how I am. So I
Hmm.
know if somebody say something about me, girl, I'm gonna read you down to the drawers you had on kindergarten when you first peed on yourself. I'm gonna have all your business, right? And so, ain't nobody coming for me. But apparently Jeffrey didn't know, who she was coming for, or she did it for attention, clicks, and views, which I also said in the live where you was talking about Simone using your storyline or children or whatever for views, when these women that you are now on the live with are also doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
exactly what I said
clearly
yesterday.
they're not
That's what
letting
I said.
Jeffrey really tell her story. So they
Yeah.
got you on there because this
Yes.
is the hype minute, the hype
Yes.
of the day. And I don't know however many thousand people was watching via whatever platform, but did they not essentially do the same thing? Isn't that why you went to them to talk about motherhood a week or two ago for clicks and views?
So who is she? I'm going to tell you if you can share your screen, look her up. Everybody's saying Roland Martin. I've never seen her before, and I'm not being funny. I really do not know what she is. Doing the
I don't
opinion.
know. I don't know who the lady is and don't really care. All I'm saying
I just
is,
wanted to see what it was that she did before because to me, this is not her position.
all I know is that a week or so ago, Simone was on their channel just randomly talking about motherhood and all this, that, and the third. I don't even believe that this, nothing was. I don't know if this was her talk back on the first
Wait,
review
Dina, she
or
was
what.
talking about motherhood.
Huh? She was
She was
on.
talking.
She was there's a okay. So she was on these ladies' channel a week or two ago, just talking about being single and motherhood and what her journey, blah blah blah, whatever. Just some random interview, right? So
Hmm.
then Jeffrey jumps in Simone's comments and says something. Simone pops back. Now you back on these people's channel, but you saying Simone is using you for clicks and views, but these ladies aren't doing the same thing, because when they interviewed you a couple weeks ago, it was because of the show and they wanted clicks and views. Now this is the hype moment of the week, so now they're using you again. Like, girl, come on here and go off on Simone. Girl, come over here and tell your truth. Girl, come over here and
Because
whatever. So everybody run to their channel.
Yes, because Simone them got a lot of views. Real talk.
Right. Yeah, everybody running over to these people's channels to see what the clapback or the comeback or the truth is or the whatever, and you still didn't get nothing.
The thing about it, though, the two of them, that's why she was so hyped. That's why everybody agreed with me in the chat when I said something personal. Either it's a trigger for her, I mean Reese, or something like Mod said in the past with her and Simone, because she was so into it when she was
Right.
dragging. Jeffrey was so chill. I have to give to Jeffrey. Now Jeffrey to me should have been what is more of upset, and she had a little 5 minute thing she said at the very end. But the way she was talking, oh girl was cussing you with the F bombs. I said, well damn. That's why I was like something
touched the nerve. Something about it touched the nerve with her. And then, you know, they say a hit dog a holler. But and I think that she was using this situation to, you know, vent some of her anger. But you getting used. You getting used by OWN for clicks, views, ratings, streams.
That's what I'm saying. Because if she had a conversation with Tommy and explained, because we know Suen is a divorcee, right? And there's nothing shameful about being divorced. No. Nobody knew about her being divorced. We didn't know that.
I'm gonna break it down to y'all so thorough right here, right now, that y'all probably don't even recognize this. First of all, remember when we said they were casting for Miami and they said actors, actresses, entertainers, performers, blah, blah, blah. Now, Stacey B brought the tea that the girl does voiceovers or whatever. She also has a couple of things from IMDb. Okay, great. Now, you don't want to be on here and have to explain, because it could be she's just an actress, right? But you really don't want to have to get on here and explain your timeline, which I 100% get. But if we really, really, really break it down, okay, again, I'm going to start at the beginning. So 2012, they were supposed to get married. Something happened. They didn't get married. 2016, they actually get married, right? Okay, so then we've got...
and I want Dina to continue with this, but I want everybody to please go subscribe to Dina's platform. She comes with receipts. She is the undisputed receipt queen. If you're supporting me, you have to support this girl. Dina, a.k.a. Christina. Pause. Leave this live. Please go ahead and subscribe to her channel, because she remains the undisputed receipt queen. Go ahead, Dina.
Okay, so let me pull up my receipts.
Post stuff in the chat. We post stuff
over here.
Now, Mod has all the receipts. I don't know why she has all.
No, but I know, but go ahead.
Hold on, let me pull up.
Wow.
Pull up my last.
Wow.
My last. Okay, so.
Okay, hold on. I can.
So on August 24th of 2012 is the first time they attempted to get married. It did not go through. On December 19th, 2016, they got a marriage license, and then they got married on January 5th, 2017. Now, on January 7th of 2020, was the finalization of an eviction, which I believe became started out in 2019. So that is what Simone is discussing. Okay, so now remember these dates. So that was January 2020. Now on June 20th of 2021, she shouted out her new baby daddy and said, "We ready. Happy first Father's Day. You got this," tonight on Twitter. And then the baby is 3 months old, because that's the date that's circled. So that would mean that he was born, let's see, April. What was that? March 20th. Okay. So that would have been March 20th of 2021. This child was born. So it take 9 months to get him there. So y'all do the math and go back 9 months. And this would have been shortly after she was evicted from this place. Okay. So now we fast forward to December 30th of 2021, where she filed paperwork for divorce or separation against said husband. And then on the same day, in the same county courthouse of 12/30/2021, you file for what is this called? Child support on said other person that you sent the baby daddy shout out to. Okay. And I have all the links to everywhere that I got all those receipts from whatever this Cuyahoga County, okay, the Trellis Law, unicourt.com, twitter.com, and then wherever this Cleveland place that courthouse that I got the records from as well. So there's that.
So
You don't want to explain that, then you don't need to be on TV. But I highly figure since what they were, promoting for people to come on the show, that maybe she didn't think people would be digging into her background. But in the same time, you're slandering men, saying that this is what happened and we only know your side of the story. Because clearly the youngest child's father has gone on with his life and whatnot. And so you can't just say, you know what I'm saying, he left his child. He left you too. You should say he left us. You know what I'm saying? You're making it seem like you didn't participate in it. Like he just left to go get some cigarettes and never came back.
Now, I'm a Christian, and she kept saying, God, insinuating about God and doing all these things. And I'm like, who is this girl?
Man.
I never saw this when you were attacking Blake. If anything, you are over there really attacking this dude.
They done gave me a whole news network in the comments.
Girl, you got it. You got it. I cannot. Why is Kamisha so quiet?
I was letting y'all talk.
I might have to put that as my third channel.
Yes, for real, kiss my cheek, because she was coming for Blake and calling Blake narcissistic and all that, and she was not aware. So you're over here making us, sympathize with the situation and thinking about, you want us to think about your children, but yet you are not thinking about Blake's children when you're attacking him.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Oh, you talking about?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you telling the girls that Blake is narcissistic, you coming on the, yeah, you said all those things about Blake. So then, and this is the thing, I feel like people sympathize more with the single moms than they do with the single dads.
Always.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's
right. And then she takes advantage of that, and she makes everybody.
A lot of women do, not just her.
Right, but then she comes to these confessionals, and she gives Morgan these ammunitions.
Morgan.
She gives this Morgan ammunition, and Morgan needs therapy as Blake does, if that's what she's saying. All right. but girlfriend Jeffri, no. Now I defend you on the eviction situation. I feel like Symone did not need to go there.
I want to hear, what do you feel about that?
Symone did not need to go with the eviction situation.
Mhm.
I felt that that was unnecessary. Like,
And I tried to tell you that was establishing a timeline. And if you
right,
are a lawyer,
maybe.
you will use anything and everything to establish your timeline. It could have been a receipt from the day she went to Victoria's Secret and used his credit card. Boom, they was together on this day. It just happened to be what it is, you know?
Well,
You
I get what you're
cannot.
saying with that. I get what Dina's saying with that, though, with the timeline. I do. That makes actually a lot of sense. So, well, the thing about it, if you are getting upset because of that, you like I said, you need to learn how to fight. You shouldn't start nothing. I don't know. I don't know. You need to get it. She doesn't really. I don't feel like she can handle this type of lifestyle to me because you're getting so. And then I'm wondering who initiated all of this. I'm wondering whether did a receipt behind the scenes initiate all of this because I just find it funny how her reaction was so mild.
I don't know. I mean, because you was hot and heavy in them comments from when they reviewed the show. You jumped in those comments and honey, you was on go. You had your little Twitter thug fingers going and you was ready to go. And then you get on there with these people and you that's why I was like, stop playing the victim. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. If you gonna dish it, you know what I'm saying? Be willing to take it and dish back out some more. You know? So,
And I agree with Monique, right? Because
Mhm.
right.
I'm just confused with this girl.
Because
I'm
other
confused.
people on other channels are talking about the DVs and Simone never brought that up. And if she did a background check and it brought up the evictions, I'm sure that it brought up the restraining orders and the come on, buddy, and the domestic violence and all that. And she didn't even bring that up. Now she better than me, cause you coming, you know what I say. If they
That's
go
what I'm
low, I'm
saying.
going to hell,
That's what I'm
honey. I'd
saying.
have dragged her to the core of the earth where the lava is. But like I said, Simone better than me because she could have. Everybody else knows about it, and it's been talked about on other people's channels when they pull her name. So, and Simone didn't even go there. She could have went there, but I don't think that anybody wants to make light of domestic violence. And like I said, I've been down that road, so you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah, yeah. And can we talk about that live that she did? First of all, wrong platform. All right, very extremely wrong platform. Number two, if you're gonna put out that Jeffrey is gonna speak her truth, then we expect her to speak, not you. Not you.
Mm.
And then she's over there talking about everything else, but she's not taking questions. She's over there attacking everybody, and everybody who was not live was from Ready to Love. Because we were expecting her to speak on her truth, to tell us, are you married? How long have you been married? Were you evicted? And all those questions that were not addressed. This racy girl took over everything. Now I know that girl because I've been watching her, doing politics commentary because which I love. I wasn't expecting to see her. When I got that, I was like, she watches Love and Marriage. I mean, Ready to Love on show. I was shocked. What do you have to say about that?
That's the thing about it is a big. That's why I said something is off to me. That's a big jump from doing political. Not saying that you can't do that. You may have two channels. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to say that you cannot have two different handles. I do that myself, but it's just odd to me because if she's in this kind of arena, I'm sure she's done interviews before, which is why it's very confusing to me the way she handled that interview with Jeffrey last night. That girl Erica looked like she was lost in space. She was like, and then she gave her story. Well, and her story was, inspirational story, but it had nothing to do with the Jeffrey.
exactly.
The title said Jeffrey speaks out. Like I said before, it didn't say Jeffrey, Reese, and I forgot the late name. it didn't say that in the title. It said Jeffrey Symone. You put a big letters on Ready to Love and spell it the same way, the same type of lettering that will click analytics. Oh, it's an own. It was an own something, but it's really a clout because you're using own and you're using Jeffrey to get your name out there for whatever the reason, and that's some real stuff. Period.
Oh, Michelle, thank you. Love you back.
She is the undisputed receipt queen. She gives us yes. I was like, Dina, do you think Jeffrey was married? She was like, Mom, hold on. And she's like, yeah, she was married. She knows everything, you guys. She like,
I honestly believe that her story is complicated and you don't want people asking you questions about having a child with one man while you are legally married to another. And I say legally married because we don't know what their situation was. They could have been broke up, they could be together, who knows? I don't really care, but her story is complicated. We can all agree on that. So I think she just tried to omit some information or make excuses because, truth be told, and this is this is an allegedly, if she was going back and forth between these two guys, she definitely don't want them coming on TV as her exes saying, well, she cheated on me with him and then she left him and cheated on me with him. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was any going back and forth, she don't want them on TV talking about it.
Okay, Kiss My Cheek has a question for you, Dina.
Okay, so what triggered Symone to search for her timeline was the fact that she was out there bashing all black men about leaving her child or whatever the case was. So when she came in the comment, you have to go and can we put the comment up because I don't have the comment, but when she put the comment up about Symone's comment, what she say, just because you have a degree don't make you have common sense. She talked about Symone not being a parent, not coming for her kids and whatnot. And yeah, so she had all these little side digs in there. So when Symone
Dina,
yeah,
I have a question for you. So you and I are age mates.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that there are some subjects when you talk about, there's some topics when mothers talk about that if you're not a mom, you don't understand it.
I don't really think that she should have went there about the fact about Symone not being a mom, because that's not what Symone was talking about. She called Symone disgusting. She told her that she sucked. She told
I'm
her
not talking about that. I asked.
She also brought up. She talked about her Rashid. What was the point?
Right. That she said that your husband seems absolutely wonderful, but your spirit is disgusting. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if somebody,
but also I don't understand why Symone is speaking on motherhood or on being a mother.
Hold on. What did she say about motherhood? What did she say about motherhood?
She talked about, what do you think? What do you recommend? What do you recommend Jeffrey's husband should be like? You don't know this.
What?
You're not a man. Yeah. Did you see her asking Rashid, what would you recommend? And I agree. Mark Anthony is not Jeffrey's take. I understand that. But there's some conversation that she doesn't belong to, though.
well, here,
Just because you're not a mother.
I still don't understand what she said about the childhood thing. I still don't understand. What did she say?
She didn't say anything.
So that's why I kept saying that all the things that Jeffrey was coming at, or even Reese, or whoever, the narrative that they're spinning, it's like it's air. It makes no sense. When I say you're gonna say something, please show the receipts. Just because they're saying it doesn't make it true. So all the things
Exactly.
that she is saying, it doesn't make any sense. Simone is responding and defending herself. If you break down every little comment that Jeffrey left, they were discussing in itself. They were rude. I didn't want to say this, but I'm just being honest. They were rude and they came from a negative place. So Simone wants to respond accordingly. Period. I don't
Exactly.
understand what's difficult about that. That she was wrong, and you can't handle the heat. So now you're doing this whole thing. And I say it again. It's like you're jumping her a little bit because you got three people speaking about another person when you two weren't involved with it. Jeffrey is the only one who's been speaking about it. She spoke the least about it, and it's almost like, okay, I need backup. Let me go get Reese and somebody else.
Right. And then before I know Mocha's here, but I'm sorry. I just want to respond to this one comment where it said Jeffrey knew that bringing an ex on was part of the show. She had other flings. She said Jeffrey should not have been allowed not to bring on any ex, and that is why she didn't bring on any ex because your last two exes before filming is your ex-husband and your baby daddy who had you have this child with while you were legally married. I'm not gonna say in a relationship because I don't know. I'm gonna say while you were legally married because that is a fact. So you don't want to bring these two on there to talk about your character. So she already knew this was coming, and that's why she came up with the lies. Now I don't believe the domestic violence was a lie because there's documentation on that. I do believe that it was a lie in between the last time you have seen these people. But anyways, y'all go ahead.
Mm.
Hey
Come
y'all.
on, Mocha. Come
Hey,
on, tell
Mocha.
us something, something, something.
Now I came up because Ma, you talked about what Simone said about the man that she should be with or whatever it was. Now what Simone said was that Jeffrey is trying to get with Mark Anthony, who's a pilot, and she said that someone who's a pilot basically doesn't want to have roots, wants to do whatever he wants to do. Also, the man has no children, right? Andre, who she was interested in, also has no children, right? That's what she was saying. She was saying a more appropriate man for her at her age with three children would be a man who had older children or had children himself, someone who could identify with her, similar to what Blake was. Someone who already had children, probably didn't want more children, and who could understand what she was going through. That's what she was saying. She wasn't throwing a shot at her. And she even said, "Girl, I forgive you. I'll help you find someone." She
Mm.
even said
Sure
that at the
did.
end of it. She
Wow.
didn't she was there was no shade and whatnot. And I agree with what she said. She would be what Jeffrey's looking for. She's looking for someone to take care of her and her kids. So she would be better to find because she's young. She's 32 years old. She's pretty. She got the voice and all that stuff. That would be attractive to a 45 or 50-year-old man. Real attractive to somebody like that.
Mhm,
Right.
Someone that's
mhm.
35 or so, they may like it for a little while, but they may get tired of that. And
Right.
they
I
may want to do some more things because they're young as well.
Mm-hmm.
So an older
These young
man would
bucks
be
ain't
more
trying to stay
better for
around
her.
that long.
At
What'd you
all.
say?
I said these young bucks ain't trying to stay around that long. They trying to hit it and on to the next.
Yeah. So that's what Simone was saying. An older man would be someone older, 10 years or more older would be more
Yeah,
appropriate for her.
I agree with that a
I get
hundred
that.
percent
I
because
get that too. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100% because she has three children. I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care whether your condition. You still have three children.
Mm.
That I understand. I understand that perfectly.
At the
Yep.
end of the
Right?
day, that's not easy to date. And I mean, it is what it is. It's not like it's fair or anything, but it's life. If you have more than two kids, some men are gonna say no, whether they like you or not, because they don't want to have a woman that has three kids to start out with. There's maybe with other fathers, different dads, or whatever the kid may be. They're gonna say no to that, and that's just
Hmm.
real life. Whether people admit that or not. I mean,
Yeah.
True.
It's what it is.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does. My daddy told me a long time ago. He was like, for every child you have at a wedlock, it makes it harder for you to find a good man,
Mm.
which is a double standard because men could have 30 baby mamas and somebody's still gonna want to be with them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
So it's a double standard, for the women. Like we're tarnished or damaged or whatever. And I mean, shit happens.
It really
Yep.
So
does.
the question I have for you guys, this, do you think that the cast of this season knew that this girl was married? Because you know how they bring this as saying, Swan was married, but she a divorcee for 2 years. We never knew that about Simone. I mean, about this girl over here.
I think they may have known, but they just didn't say anything. Because a
Mm.
lot of times afterwards, and they'll come on Kamisha's show or other people's show, and they'll say, "I knew this, but we just didn't say anything."
True.
Some people may know,
True.
especially if they're out there in Miami, and if they run in the same type of circles, maybe not knew her, but ran in the same type of circles or whatever. Because look, he's out there. He already allegedly that baby is by someone who was a baller or what, you know what I mean? Played sports or whatever and had money. So that's what
Now
they
I
say.
went back. I went
Huh?
back and I went back and I went back to her IG. I'm talking about Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And she's showcasing the kids that she had with the Forbes guy, the guy with the little tiny ponytail. And she's saying, "Oh, they're still choosing me. They're still choosing me. But how long are they gonna be choosing you, baby girl? How long do you think those men in Miami will
And,
continue
and
choosing
you
you?"
know, she ain't even from Miami. She live in Orlando.
Oh, you-
Mm.
I can't,
Wow.
I
Undisputed
can't,
receipt queen is over here.
I
Well,
can't.
that is the thing. The thing about it, at the end of the day, she. I don't know how she's gonna do with the reunion. I think it's already recorded. I believe. I'm not for sure. It's probably already recorded the reunion, so it ain't gonna come out. But after the show, they gonna be talking about this, and they're not talking about it already amongst the cast. Whoever knew didn't know because Simone's gonna say her piece, and then what's gonna happen is because the way she handled it this time was not really good. She should have went on her own Instagram and spoke her piece, with how she
Hmm.
was going to say it, instead of going to the other platform because the way they handled it was messy and sloppy
Yeah.
and a big
Just
crowd
because
chasing.
they have more followers or a larger
Do you
platform.
guys do you guys see any similarities between this girl and Camille?
Her and who? No, I said Suzanne and
Camille.
You
Blake
mean
gave me Camille and Cornelius. I said, along when you
You
went
know
through
that
that.
the way now we are talking about her, we are talking about Camille. Is there any
oh you
similarities?
oh you mean delusional? Like Camille was delusional? Yeah. Yeah, delusional. Yep. Camille, if you're out there watching, yeah, delusional. And I've said it to her on I think on IG lives or whatever. Delusional. And that's me, that's Mo
Oh
Camille's
wow.
opinion. Delusional. Just like her, like she's up there, oh, I have grace and elegance. Girl, if you don't shut up with the grace and elegance, stop it. Oh, everybody wants me. Stop it.
Wow.
Well, that's not the response I was looking for. All right. I digress.
But I mean, and I agree. Like, you have to take into consideration when you're saying everybody wants me, and you look at the level of men that are on that show, it's really not saying much. Now, if you were on there and you had like Jeff Bezos and Barack Obama was single and You had a Jay-Z on there if he was single. You know what I'm saying? If you, I could think of like 20 men, or let's look at the top 10 men on the Forbes list, not Andre. Anyways, and then you said all of them want you. That is an accomplishment. You got a bartender with a roommate. You got a man that kind of sort of liked you in the beginning, that's got 3 kids, and he confused himself. And then like Andre don't even know how to comb his own hair. Like these men that you're screaming that want you can't even take care of themselves. If they want you, it's because you got to be their mama.
Not the girl. That's a juicy
Dear
girl.
Mama, Jesus Christ.
And the women there
Oh,
seem to
Lord.
be more accomplished, for the most part, more accomplished than the men.
Always.
Well, in 2023, yeah, that's just like that a lot. In this generation, where we're conquering and making more coinage than the men are. They're more weaker. We're taking over situations instead of them. It's a mess. But at the end of the day, she's gonna have to own up to her. I think she just handled things very badly, and I hope she understands that. I'm not dragging Jeffrey, but I just think her approach and how she wanted to respond to. I don't care if she only had 30 people following her on Instagram. I feel like she should have went on her own Instagram and responded to Simone, whether she said the attorney or Simone's name, what she did anyway. She should have done it on her own situation instead of going on reasons. I stand on that. I think that was Lucy's way to get some kind of clout or whatever. I just think that was a mess. It was sloppy. She did it on her own thing. Point blank period. And it backfired. It didn't do her any good.
No, because her threatening the lawsuit, like sis, you really don't want that. Like you really don't want that, because then everything will come out in discovery.
Right.
Right.
You just shouldn't say it out
Everything will
loud.
come
I
out.
just think you to be careful of the words. I mean, that's
Yeah.
her. You have to be careful with the word that you choose to use as a threat. Like you don't threaten anybody past, because saying those types of verbiage is just really that good. You know, just like she said about Simone, just like she was saying about
I agree.
others, I'm like, girl, you doing the same thing about threatening somebody that you're gonna sue them. You cannot say that loosely.
Hmm.
I agree with that one, but I don't know. I felt like just because Simone has a better understanding of the situation, then he is not allowed to be like one of us. She has a deeper understanding of the situation. She knows how production acts. She knows how, when I have a sit down with you, there are things that production doesn't want me to put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was married, I was this and this and this. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like when Simone is reviewing this Rachel Love, she cannot be like us who are reviewing Rachel Love.
That's
She
not
was
fair.
part of the
I
cast.
know what you're saying.
If
I
there's
know what
anybody
you're
who's
saying.
reviewing
That's
Rachel
not
Love,
fair, because that's not
Mm-mm.
fair. That is not,
No,
because
it's
we
not.
can all go back and forth. Even as a blogger, if they decide to one day say, "Hey, Kamisha, they don't want you to be a part of Ready to Love," that would be a hard line. But I would have to battle that line if I'm a podcaster slash go. No, no, no. You can't do that. That's not right. I don't agree with that. No, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
You can't. You can't say that, because we
I
all
don't
know
know
what a
why.
blogger.
But I don't know why I'm feeling that Kamisha is like this on this
You know what,
line.
Mod? Okay, Mod. Let's choose somebody else. Let's choose somebody else. Let's say Camille. Let's say Camille, for instance, was in this position and had to choose. I'm just being, you gonna do that. How about we have Camille in this position and she has to choose? How would you feel, the same way or not? I'm, I'm waiting. You're doing
Right.
way too much.
Gina, can you save us?
You're doing way too
Look,
much.
she gonna get her Camille cape on now. You can't talk about Camille.
Mm-hmm. Captain Save a Camille.
Mocha,
Period.
don't do that, Mocha. Don't do that.
That's what you being.
At least I need somebody on my side.
So you still doing that now? It's been how many
And you
years
gotta pick
now?
the right people, Mod. You gotta
Oh,
pick the right
Jesus.
people.
Oh, my
To
Lord.
me, I just, even when I did this live, I did not want to put her down,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it said, I did a live with Randall yesterday. And he was telling me, he was talking to me and telling me, the things that you guys talked about Jamara, she received it in a way that affected her. It did not affect me because I'm a guy. I don't care. I'm from DC. I know how to handle these things. But for Jamara, it was a different kind of a situation. And that made me thinking, women get affected with situations very different from men. And that's why I wanted this live not to be bashing this girl Jeffri, who I disagree with on all things. All things. Because I don't understand why she kept bringing Blake. Listen. But I understand that. But I also didn't want to put down a girl who probably she's going through so much, like Camille did.
Oh God.
But I will say this.
Don't say over. Let me finish.
I will say this.
The only difference.
One of the reasons why certain
people
are always going hard on other people.
Y'all both talking at the same time. Now,
oh, sorry. I was just saying the reason why other people go hard is because they don't want nobody sniffing around their stuff. And the best way for nobody to smell your stuff is for you to shovel somebody else's stuff on top of it. And that's why you see a lot of people throwing other people under the bus, so won't nobody go digging up their dirt.
So, Maj, Maj, you're putting him in the same mind as Camille them because of what? You're saying you want to. Everybody's experience is different. Pretty sure every cast member, Stacey, all of them said they've been through. Maj, the tape is no reason. You're doing it to your channel, which is fine. Because, as I stated, everybody has a story like Camille, something that they went through while they were doing something.
No, but Camille is coming from a place where, people attacked me because of the things that were said about me.
Because she came out and said it. We do not know what everyone else's experience was.
No, because y'all came over here saying, "Oh, she said those things. Oh, she said." I'm sending you home.
I defended Camille, but girl, if you don't stop it.
Yeah, but Mocha was over here attacking Camille's ass.
I said other cast members could have had things going on, and I know for a fact some have. They have not come out and said it.
Well, Mocha was over here attacking Camille. Mocha, what do you have to say?
Well, I was going off on Camille. I was like attacking her. Yeah, I was dragging her. I dragged her. I did. Because she was up she was up there acting up, and she was popping off on the show. She was acting irrational on the show. Like, come on now. The thing about it is these people are on, it's international TV because they watch it in other countries. We can only judge, really, if they don't come, like if a lot of them don't come to social media and stuff afterwards, once the season is over, all this stuff will go away. But what happens is they still want the 15 minutes of fame, and they just don't let it die. They don't go back to their regular life. They was on TV, and they still got to come around, and they got a bad edit, and this, that, and the third. And this is what happens.
Well, I like what Maj, I like what Dina said, though, about the sniffing around. I think that was really most of it, to be honest. That's a good insight, because the fact you digging around in somebody else's stuff, they're gonna try to do everything they can to keep from digging in it. It's just a lot of fugazi stuff going on around here, especially with the whole Lucy Live interview or whatever it was. I still stand on that. So somebody's off about that. If she didn't have anything against Symone, then why all the smoke?
Yeah.
I feel like many people come to this show, but they don't expect people to dig it. Just like the last episode of Miami, the last season with Miami, when we're talking about the girl who was arrested, she was like calling Kamisha. What? But when you expose yourself on this reality TV, we're gonna be digging. Listen, we have the undisputed receipt queen Dina, aka Christina.
And
She's gonna be
especially
digging on
people who don't
yes.
like you, they definitely looking for dirt on you. If
Right.
you got a nasty disposition on the show, they are digging up your dirt faster than Miss Goody Goody on the
And the
show.
and the
That's
thing
what I'm
about
saying.
it is, you're talking about, what was her name? Sharice, was that her name? That
Yes,
person, right?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, she got into a car accident, did a hit and run, allegedly, whatever the case was. That was on TV.
Oh
That
wow.
was on a
Right.
newscast. It was on a newscast. It was in a newspaper.
But she did not want it to be brought up. You don't want to know the conversation, the phone calls that she had with Kamisha. She did not want us to know about it. She don't want us to discuss about it. But once you're
If
on
it
this
was put with
platform,
her
But
name,
Mocha,
it's the third article.
Mocha, I'm pretty sure the people who watched my channel and watched when Dean and I talked about that and everything came out, that when we watched the reunion and it was brought up by Zoe, because Zoe commented under my comment about it on Instagram. And so Zoe, I mean not Zoe. So when Zoe got all loud about it, and then they were backstage saying, "Oh, it was on some blogs." I know y'all always saying no. We all saw that on Comedian Reviews. Commission Dina exposed it. So they wouldn't even at that time they wouldn't even give that credit. They just said, but like you said, it was everywhere. Dina found it in like 30 seconds. It wasn't like it was hidden, but she was very, like Mom said, very upset. Trust me, she was very upset. And people around her were upset too. It was mixed emotions because it made me think about it because it made me question things. People was like, they didn't know how I'm feeling because there was a big discussion, even on our panel, about exposing my
And it
second
was
sister.
mixed reviews on the panel.
It
Some
was
people didn't care and some people thought it was too far. But here's the thing, you are on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people can go and Google Madonna, people can go and Google Janet Jackson, people can go and Google this. Now, had I Googled the name of her ex-husband, baby daddy, or somebody she previously had a relationship with and went to Miami and sat down and had a conversation to get the dirt. Now, yes, that's going too far. But all
Right.
I did was put your name in a Google search, the same way
Mm-hmm.
I did Jeffrey, and all your business comes up.
Yep. I mean,
the undisputed receipt queen, Dina, aka Christina.
but I still go back to, if she told the truth from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
if she had not got down in Simone's comments, she shouldn't have said anything at all. We wouldn't, this wouldn't even have happened like this. It wouldn't have happened.
and I'm gonna say something too. I'm gonna say something too real quick. The thing about it is with that whole situation with Sharice, I have exposed so many different from put a ring on it. That whole expose I did when I got to meet the Queen Dina. Everything I've done
Mm-hmm.
over the past years, I've been doing this for so long that sometimes it's surprising that people still get question about it because you can't tell me that people in the background don't talk and say, we've reviewed, we've done this and that. I have a reputation that hasn't gone away just because it's been a few years. So when she did all that ooh and I just was like, girl, I don't know. It appears to be putting 10 on 10. I'm sorry. It
Well,
just
you know what I say. If you tell the truth in the beginning, you won't have to lie in the end.
period.
That's
Hmm.
right. That's
Right.
right.
And that's the thing about Jeffrey. You're on the show. Everyone talked about what their relationship status was. You said first you were in a relation, you were married to a man that for 12 you were married to a man for 12 years that you met as high school sweethearts. You had all these different stories centered around 12 years, making people think you were married to the man for 12 years. You didn't come out and say, I was married to the man for 12 years, but the way she framed it around, that's what it was. Then the baby she gifted to this other man. Like that's what you were saying. Then people started looking at the timeline. Well, and this was before it even happened with Simone. On other lives, people, and I talked to other people and we're like, that timeline ain't right. And that's when I heard her on Reese's show, and that was like a month ago. And I'm listening to the show, and she talked about how old her children were
Okay.
and everything. Then I'm like, wait a minute, something with that is not adding up. The way she said it, and I wasn't the only one that thought it, but I was like, all right, it'll come out. But it was just the way that she was wording everything. And now we find out exactly what it was. Instead of her, all she had to do was say, "I was married, I'm divorced, I have 3 children." She didn't even have to say the children were by 2 different people or whatever. People don't. People don't care. People don't ask you how many baby daddies you got. People don't ask that. I was married. I have 3 children. That would have been
Especially
it.
when you say you was married,
Yep.
because most people automatically assume, just like the courts automatically assume, that if you have a child while you are married, it belongs to whoever you are in a marriage with. And
Right.
every time and any time I've ever spoken to any man or woman and they say, I was married, I have 3 kids. In my mind, I automatically assume all 3 kids came from the marriage. And I
Right.
really don't ask any further
Right.
unless I know that they're known to be, a tramp or something. But for the most part, a genuine everyday person walking around, if they say I'm married and got 3 kids, I don't ask no further questions.
I think,
Yep.
I think, I think it became controversial when she said it was a gift.
Yeah.
That she gifted him, yeah.
Right,
I don't think
right,
everybody did like that. The way she said it, it was
right.
like,
I gifted him his
Yes,
first son, and then he
yes.
even
left.
though children are gifts, don't get it twisted. Yes, they are
I,
They
gifts.
are.
I get
But
that.
then when you
Yeah, they
start
are gifts
fighting,
and blessings. I don't dispute that at all. But you can't gift somebody something that they don't want, and
Right.
and you can't return it.
okay? Say
Not
that one more time.
the
You
baby can't
can't
go back. The
return it
baby,
and
the
get a
baby can't go back
refund. You know
in.
what I'm saying? It's not like you can go back
Return to
to
sender.
Boot Barn and trade it in for a coat or something. Like, girl,
Return,
you should have made
return
sure
to
he
sender.
wanted the gift.
I don't like it. Don't fit right. You know what I'm saying? Can I get
Right.
my money back?
This one don't look like me. Let me get another one.
Yeah. Oh
And
Jesus.
then you have to go to court and get child support. Is no longer a gift.
Oh Lord. Yes.
I ain't never gave nobody a gift that they had to pay me for later.
Oh.
Then I mean, then like I said earlier with Kamisha, she she had to leave. She had to leave one state to go to another state to live to get away from the situation she was in. Then she jumps into something with someone else and has a baby.
No, no. The dude that she was with in Cleveland is
Mm-hmm.
the same dude she divorced in Florida.
Wait,
I
wait,
sent Ma the other stuff with that
wait, wait, wait,
the stuff
wait,
that Dina
wait.
sent me. I sent it to you,
Wait a
Ma.
minute.
You have
Wait a
it.
minute.
Why you want to
Now.
share the
No,
Wait,
screen?
hold on. She confused.
I'm totally confused now. I thought she
Oh
divorced. I
Lord.
thought she filed for divorce in Ohio and divorced in Ohio and then moved to Florida.
But they didn't get divorced.
Ma, you get on my nerve right now.
They did not get divorced until she filed paperwork on December 30th of what when hold on,
Oh,
let me
of
go to my notes.
2021. That so she
Yeah.
did. Wait a minute. So she filed all that
Right,
in
right. Because I'm gonna
Florida.
go back to my notes. Okay. So the
My
dude
goodness.
that the blank that she married on da, 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 January 5th of 2017 is the same name on the documents that she filed for divorce from on hold on, let me make this bigger because I can't read it. It's on what day was this? On 12/30/21. Same name.
I
And
can't.
that's why Simone said you have seen this man within 6 years because y'all got evicted in 2019 and the paperwork was finalized January of 2020.
See, I'm thinking she got evicted. The evictions happened in
Oh my God.
Ohio, and she got
Mm-mm.
divorced in Ohio, and she left and came
Oh,
to
Jesus.
Florida. But
I
what
don't
you're
know. She had 2 evictions, one from 2012. Maybe that's why they didn't get married. They had
the
to spend that
the
money on trying to find a new place
the
to
chat is
stay.
going off.
You know what I'm saying? They probably had to go find them somewhere new to live, so they had to put the wedding on hold. And then this is all allegedly. Y'all see the allegedly. I'm just making up
Hmm.
stories now. to help her with her timeline so she can use this at the reunion. So they didn't get married in 2012. They got married in 2016. Now, granted, I went back to my baby daddy a few times too, so no judgment that she would marry him in 2016. There might have been some domestic violence. I think I heard somewhere around 18 or something like that. And then they was evicted, but they was in Florida though and got evicted in Orlando. And
Mhm.
then she filed in Orlando to get divorced on December 30th, 2021. And I got the links and the documents to
And
prove
no,
everything I said.
and
So
you
she
know
can
what?
come for
I'm gonna
me if
let
she
y'all
want to. And I'll be right on this
listen. I will be in or
Ochawawa, whatever this website is, that's wherever she lives, wherever Orlando, whatever county that is, I can't really say it, but because I sure have the marriage records from Cleveland, Ohio. Um,
mm, mm, mm.
and then Cuyahoga, whatever, however you say it.
The Cuyahoga County.
Yeah, Cuyahoga County. Yes, I sure got the website search results right here.
Well, I will be in Orlando in a few weeks. I'll be down there for a week.
And she need to get some money from the show and go ahead and pay that toll violation. That's $294. Why you think I'm playing like I don't know? I mean, not you playing, not you, Mocha, but I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Lord Jesus.
I got all the receipts.
Mm,
The undisputed receipt queen. Go ahead.
yes. Damn.
Hope she ain't driving on that suspended license.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Ciao. Don't play with Dina. Dina, please,
Oh.
if I ever cross your lines, just
Oh.
forgive me. Don't do background check on my ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
I ain't even did a background check. I just Googled her
She
name.
did
That's
the
it.
Google.
Google. I got all this from Google. I did not use one budget website at all. All of this is free information. When you go and you Google, she from Cleveland. I went and Googled what county is Cleveland in. I went to that county, marriage record search, boom, there it was. I put in her name and put in court, and all the rest of the stuff came up. You got to know how to search.
Wait, Demeter Joe, somebody better get the body out. Listen, the casket has to be closed. The casket cannot be open at the funeral at this point. 'Cause she was sincerely, Dina. Oh my! Listen, you got the whole CBS franchise of
Wait,
receipts.
I can't hear
Damn,
Mocha. Say that
damn.
again.
I said you got the CBS franchise of receipts. Like Kevin Hart said, damn.
Right.
Like, hey,
Girl, I got more receipts than Amazon, okay? And you
damn.
know that's $1 billion company. All them folks receipts they be sending out in the little email. There's all them purchases. I got more receipts than Amazon.
Let me tell y'all something, because you like last night on that what you call it was messy Mima. I had a family member of mine who I got into it with, right, over something I had posted on Facebook, and I went to Google and got all their information and I posted it on Facebook, and I told them this was with a 10-minute Google search. You want to see what I could do in a half an hour?
Right.
Like don't do it. Like don't come for me. Don't come for anybody. Because the thing about it is you don't know how that other person is gonna come back with you. And if the stuff is true or whatever, all you can say is, okay, and like if she had came there last night and said, yeah, I was divorced, blah, 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 and then what would we say? Okay,
Okay. Own your stuff.
yep, own the stuff. That's all you can do. Own the stuff. Because you're not gonna get a switch and beat me with it. We're not gonna stop her bag.
Um, I feel like Kamisha is compromised, though.
Why is Kamisha compromised?
I mean, we watched that 100 episodes Raise Your Love. I feel like there's some things that she want to say and speak on it, but she cannot speak on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Say that one more time, because I couldn't hear you. So what'd you say again?
Are you compromised?
No, 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 no. What did you say? 100 what?
Yeah, you are there. They
I wasn't
showcased
there.
US on 100 episodes celebrating Ready to Love, and I'm feel like,
Uh-huh.
why is Kamisha not saying anything?
Now look. Now, first of all, it's a lot of conversation. I'm being very polite to say. I'm like, tag. I'm jumping in when I can. What the hell? I'm drinking me a cold beer and enjoying myself.
It looks like you don't want to call out anybody. We know
Wait a
you
minute.
are
Wait a minute.
calling out people.
Who am I calling out? Who are we talking about here? Who I need to call out? Hello. I'm
Look at
waiting.
Monique's
Who
comment.
Monique King needs
Wait a
to
minute.
stop?
Who? No. Monique, I know you didn't.
Thank you.
No, she
Wait.
being funny. We
Thank you,
know
Leave
she's
Monique.
being
Monique out.
funny.
This say she know why I say that
Thank
shit.
you. I appreciate you, Monique.
Wait,
Being a platform,
Mind.
acknowledging everything.
Hold on. Now look, I'm gonna say something once. Monique knows that I said that about a certain blogger.
Oh my
Jojo,
God.
said that. Jojo, you
Oh,
said that. Don't
oh.
start that shit, Monique. Don't start that. Don't start that.
I
Oh,
can't
this is the
breathe.
most fun I've had today.
Come Monique a big culture. Oh, you know what, Monique? Oh, you say this. Ain't nobody
God.
gonna pay by nothing.
Oh my God. Oh
Wow.
Lord. Oh.
But going back to this, I feel like the both girls have responsibility to take. And I don't care about the percentages. I feel like Simone did not have to do that much. I also feel like if Jeffrey needed to speak her truth, that wasn't the platform. That wasn't the platform to speak on anything that you want to talk about Rage Love. Don't go over there, Resigo is always about political situation. Rage Love has nothing to do with this. And so you don't have to speak your truth over there. Now, Jeffrey, do you want to speak your truth? Come over here on this platform. We welcome you here. All right. We invite you here on this platform. I probably not gonna have Dina because Dina is gonna be calling out. Yes. Okay.
I'll be in the chat listening.
Oh,
But at this point, it's she threw the ball. Simone threw it back. She threw the ball again. Now, if Simone decides that Simone wants to make a statement on it, or Simone wants to let it go, then it is what it
Right.
Simone from Oak Cliff, she not letting that go, baby.
I know. I didn't think she was, but I'm just I'm just saying. If Simone, if you're listening out there, because I did send Simone a message. Simone, if you're listening out there, if you decide you like, you know what, she ain't worth it or whatever, then that's fine with me. I still love you, sis. I still got your back.
But
So
she's still smart. I even told her how you guys were like champion for her, but she's very smart. She does things very strategic. She's not doing things crazy. She's gonna do things the right way. But trust and
right.
believe, when I found that she was from Oak Cliff, I knew she was like, baby, I don't. She's very
To
simple, very
me,
stupid. She don't play. She don't play.
until you're married, Simone, until you have children of your own, you cannot speak on marriage. You cannot speak on
What
single
do you mean
moms.
you can't speak
Why?
on why
Why?
not?
She doesn't
Why not?
understand it. She has not been that
She
light.
doesn't
There are
come
women
on,
that
Maj.
there are women. What do you mean? That makes no sense, Mama.
Come on
There are
now.
single psychiatrists out here all the time writing books on parenthood, love, being
Teacher.
That doesn't
single,
make them,
or
that
whatever.
doesn't make them the right. That doesn't make them.
Well, that's
You
not
know,
what
Come
when they
on now.
sitting on the top 10 bestseller list and
That's
then sold 50 billion copies. I think that makes them right.
You gotta
wow.
you can
watch.
do that.
You
But
have
I'm
parents,
saying,
you have aunties, you have uncles, you have people who are involved with children. You even have teachers who have had who didn't have kids their whole life, but from 20 years, these kids who were in their classroom 5 times out of the week, 8 hours a day, they have knowledge of raising children that you shouldn't say that. I
No.
don't agree with that. I don't,
Right.
You could be the greatest auntie ever out there.
That's right.
I disagree with Mocha. I disagree with Dina. I disagree with Kamisha.
you always
I
do.
say this. I'm saying, Simone, you can review the show about everything else, but don't speak on being a single mom. Don't speak on being a divorcee because you have not walked that path. And therefore, you may not, you can hear things, but you have not walked that path. You have not, you don't know a deep understanding. There's a difference between me sharing with my friend, yo, my gosh, I went to the mall and my card was declined. You can have an understanding of my card being declined, but you are not there to experience the shame that I had when that cashier swiped my card and my card was declined. And therefore, if you have not walked through that, you don't have, you cannot explain, you cannot speak on that situation. That's what I'm coming from. I am saying, while I appreciate Simone and I have nothing against that girl, I am saying you cannot speak about single moms, you cannot speak about being divorced because you have not walked on that platform. You have not experienced that kind of a life. And this is close so much to my heart because I think I have walked through all lives. I feel like I have been very poor financially. I have experienced things when I came to this country as an immigrant, gave birth to my 2 children, and walked through so many difficulties. And I kept saying, oh my gosh, if I was in my country, this and this and this and that would have been happening. And that's what I'm saying. I think I'm coming from that. Until you go through that, I don't, and I'm not going to entertain anything that you have to say. Until you walk through a single mom's life, you cannot say anything. You can be a bonus mom, but you're not a single mom. There's a difference. You can be a single mom all you want in life.
But Ma, you talking about it and you a married woman. You
But
ain't a
Ma,
single mom
exactly.
either.
Yeah, but
You
I
have
have
children.
to.
But Ma, you have children. I can say I've been married and I've also just been a single mother. But the thing about it is just like anybody can be taught anything. I've had bosses who very
No, you
no no
cannot. You
wait wait
cannot.
wait wait no no
No,
no
you cannot be taught an
but
experience.
Mod,
Mod
mod.
but
Let
Mod
Kamisha talk.
but hold on
You
wait
let
hold
me
on
talk.
hold on let
Come
me say
on.
something really quick. So you're saying that because she had not had experience, but just like you're not a single mom, but you're a mom, so you have experience being a mom. You can also speak on it, saying, "How would I feel if I didn't have a husband or whatever to help me? How would I be?" You understand what I'm saying? You can't.
There's a
You
difference.
cannot
There's a
no,
difference.
but you still can speak about it. You
There's
can
a
speak.
difference. I
You can
am a
speak if you
mom.
want. Okay, so are you telling me you can't speak about single motherhood? You're not allowed to speak about it because of that? For you to
No.
say, for you to say, don't say anything else to me until you. What if one never has a kid?
Oh, yes. Yes. Don't
That's
say
no,
anything.
that's too far.
Mod, you're not
That's
right.
too far,
You're
Mama.
wrong, Mod.
If they
You're
that's
wrong.
too far. If they
Yep.
never have a child, they cannot engage. No,
No.
ma'am. That's ridiculous. Then
It
No,
is.
it's not.
you're closing yourself off.
That's
You
right.
should
I
not
am not.
do that. You want to be open, Mama. You do not do that. That's
I am
ridiculous.
not.
Then you have
Kamisha,
mind.
Kamisha, if I was,
The word
if I
mind,
was,
mind. Be very careful what you
Mm-hmm.
say. The words you come
if
out
I
of
was in my
mind.
country,
I get mentors. So I'm gonna say it one time. Be careful in the words that you say out loud on live. That's all I'm gonna say. Now go ahead.
I am saying so. I am saying so.
Okay.
I am saying
I,
so because if if you have not given birth to a child, and so you're not called for those responsibilities, it's very
Ma,
different.
Ma, don't say that because there's women who have not actually given birth, but have adopted children, taking care of nieces and nephews and whatnot as their
That's
own.
different. That's different, Mokado.
Don't say you don't know who she's taking care of. She also takes care. I've seen her taking care of her niece or whoever the little girl is that she takes care of sometimes that comes over during the summer. So don't say that. Don't say that right there.
And not only
Don't do
that,
that.
Mom, there's also plenty of people out there who have had babies by other means. And you talking about having given birth, but I mean, people get babies a number of different ways, and
Right.
then they still love that child. Like people use surrogates because they're not
Yeah,
able, it's still their
yeah.
DNA, and they're gonna
Hmm.
love that child, whether it's DNA, surrogate, adoptions,
I understand that.
protection, or
Mhm.
whatever. You just don't know. So you can't put that out
I
there.
understand that.
Right.
I understand that. I understand about surrogacy. I understand about you being a stepmom. Is Simone a stepmom?
She's soon to be a stepmom. And
Oh,
she,
soon to be. Is
well,
she
I
a
mean,
stepmom
legally, but
right
don't
now?
act like she not over there taking care of that little boy.
Yeah.
Don't she?
I'm
So,
gonna say
so
something. Yes.
then,
Hold on.
so
I'm gonna say yes. I'm not giving out her. Yes.
okay, so she's a
You cannot
stepmom.
marry. No, no. You cannot marry a man with a child and be just now getting to know the child now. They've been engaged and been dating for a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
Rashid
They
loves
have
you. Loves
been.
you.
They have been.
They've been
But are
doing a
you telling
beautiful
me?
trip for his birthday to somewhere,
But
Mexico.
are you telling me?
That
So are
makes her
you
a
telling
mom.
me
That child. Hold on. How the child sees it should be most important thing at all. 100%.
Right.
All who mothers up here. So that
Right.
child will see him as his bonus mom before the ring, before the walking down an eye to eye to do. He sees her as a mother maternal figure. So she can
Right.
have the experience. Period.
Right.
can be can be a bonus mom? I know here in Buffalo, my husband's best friend is a white guy who gave birth, or whose
What?
baby mama gave birth,
I was like,
whose baby mama gave birth
okay.
to this girl. Almost a month difference with my daughter. That girl has never been part of this girl's life. He married. The woman he married continued to be in the life of this girl who is my daughter's age, friends. But then just the other day they got divorced. No longer part of this girl's life. What I'm saying is, just because you're part of, see, I am a
But
mother of three
you don't
children.
know.
I am a
You
mother of,
don't know
wait,
if
let me
she's part
finish.
of his life.
But Mocha, I am a mother of three children. I don't take vacation of being a mother of three children. They're gonna come to me.
Mod, Mod, I had three children too. Two that are here
Mhm.
on earth and one that lives in heaven. So I know what it is to be a mother. And my
Right,
mother, all my children are over 30 years old.
right.
They're all in their 30s. So I know what it is to raise my children as a single mother.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, just because they got divorced doesn't mean that this man won't be in this girl's life, seeing that he was in her life from when she was a little girl. You may not know all the ins and outs of these people's relationships, and if she's the age of your daughter, and your daughter is a teenager,
Right.
he may have a relationship with this daughter because he's basically like raised her. I'm guessing so he
Mm-hmm.
may have a relationship with the daughter that the mother may not even know the whole thing about.
Right.
He may call her, give her money, take her out to eat, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I got divorced from my ex-husband, my kids were little. My youngest one was an infant when we got divorced, right? When my kids got older and teenagers and they had their own cell phones, My ex-husband would call them and not even talk to me. He still had a relationship with his kids. Our relationship was over, and I wanted nothing to do with him, but he still had a relationship with those kids. So
I
that's
think,
a
I think,
totally different thing. But with Simone, like, don't say that, because what you're doing is you're putting this out in the atmosphere. This video is not going anywhere, and people could hear that
You got
and not.
25 people. 25 people in this chat right now. 25 people have been in this chat. They
all
know,
I'm saying,
you know.
this is what I'm saying. I'm saying there are topics that I can not speak on because I have not walked through that. I cannot speak on being a single mom because I've not been a single mom, is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, that Simone cannot speak on being a single mom. And she cannot come on her platform.
She wasn't speaking about being a single mom. She's talking
What
about
she
your
did, what she
questionable,
did, when she said, Dina,
hold on, her questionable activities that took place that led her to be a single mom, and the fact
Right,
that you're repeating the process and you're
right.
not learning from your previous mistakes, which
you all have to be,
anybody
you
can
all have
say,
to be
"Oh, I
kidding.
dated badly."
You
Anybody
all,
on here can say they dated badly before.
Right.
Dina, you all have to be kidding me if you don't hear her say these things, that Jeffrey had children with boyfriends. Did you hear that statement?
And that was a true statement
Yeah,
because
it
they
was.
didn't get
No, it
married.
wasn't boyfriend. She was married
Hold
to.
on,
She
hold
was
on, no,
married.
pause,
No,
pause.
no.
I didn't gave you the documentation. That little boy hers is like 14, 15, whatever years old, okay? So let's do the math because this is 2023. So let's go back to when he was born, and they was not married. They did not
Right.
get married until 2016. And the last baby she had, she was legally married to somebody else. So is that not questionable tactics or whatever in your
Can be
dating?
questionable. It can be questionable, but I want
Right.
the person who is.
She did essentially have two children with a boyfriend. Because I don't know how old the middle child is. So
The
I
middle
don't
child
know.
is 6.
The
He
middle
said that.
child is 6.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said the
So
middle
this
child was
is
6.
so let's say when they recorded it. So
No, no,
okay, if
no.
the middle child is
She just
6,
said that
that's
in that interview.
17. So they got married right around the time this child was born or conceived or whatever.
Yep.
So there's that. So the one before that was born out of wedlock. They was not married. They might have been common law or shacked up or whatever. Then they get married and this child is born. Okay. They separate. She gets a new boyfriend and she is not legally divorced and has another baby. Okay, so she's not saying you're not a bad parent because ain't nobody said nothing wrong about how these kids is being raised. What she said was your actions leading to you being a single mom, you need to take accountability for, and on top of that, you need to do things differently because the type of man that
Who
you
is
gonna
she?
get
Who
is going
is
to be doing the
she to
same
talk to
thing.
me about doing things differently? You're not a single mom. Who are you? You're not married yet.
But
My,
you
What
know what, Ma?
audacity
If
do
I
you have?
tell you, look, if I tell you don't put your hand on the stove, it's hot. And you do it not one time, not two times, but three times, right? I'm gonna keep telling you, Ma, the stove is hot, but you want to keep doing it and mad at the results that you keep getting burnt. That's
right,
all I'm saying. You, if
right.
somebody keeps, you know what the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and
Okay,
over
no,
again and expecting a different
right,
result. So
right.
all she is trying to say is that what you've done in the past is not working, and you are actively seeking a man on this show
She
that
is
is
not
repeating the
entitled,
pattern.
Dina. She is not entitled to give that kind of a speech.
If
Yes,
you're
she
reviewing
can.
the show, and okay, so for example, if I'm reviewing the show, right, and let's say that Jeffrey's ex-husband and her baby daddy are well known and we know that the type of people that they are, right, and she's on the show and she is her top 2 or 3 is the same as her baby daddy and the ex-husband. Can I not get up on here and say Jeffri is repeating the same pattern? Her number 1 looks like her ex-husband. Her number 2 acts like her baby daddy. So she's repeating the same pattern. Now, why can't I not speak on that? And that's what Symone was trying to say.
Because you have not walked through that path. Because you have not walked through that path. You cannot say.
Everybody can attest. Everybody has a bad dating story, right? Maybe no kids came from it. Maybe there was not a marriage and a divorce, but everybody at some point in time has dated badly, right? So we can all speak to that. So all Symone was saying is, when you tell your story, don't always make it seem like you're
Dina.
just you did something.
Dina.
It takes 2 to tango. Be
That's
accountable for what you did.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
Experience and move differently.
Dina, I disagree because I'm not a part-time mom. God forbid I divorce my husband today. I'm not going to be a single mom. I'm going to be involved with this children.
Thank you.
I'm going to be involved. What Monique say?
What did she say?
She said
Symone is giving
a responsible woman.
Right. And
that's all I'm trying to
Mocha, I needed to be on my side.
Here's the thing, Mom. Let me tell you how this works, okay? Because you're a married woman. You're not single out here dating, okay? So let me tell you how this works. So we all know that I had that previous experience that got us all here and blew up, put a ring on it and all that, right? Number 1, I will never date another man who don't have his own stuff. He got to have his own car. He got to have his own crib. I need to make sure that he ain't married in another state or country. So everything that went wrong in that previous relationship, I make sure that I take care of and make sure that I don't do that in the next relationship, right? It's like a checklist.
Right,
I gotta make
right.
sure it ain't this. I got to make sure it ain't. What Symone is saying, that Jeffri has thrown caution to the wind and is not learning from her previous experiences.
She does not have the right to speak on that, though. She's not a mother.
That's what we're saying when we review the show. If you're saying that Symone don't have the right to speak on that, then that means none of us have the right to speak on anything. Like, I don't wear wigs, so does that mean that I can't speak on nobody's wig?
Are you trying to talk to me about wearing wigs?
No, I'm just saying I don't wear wigs or
anything
like that. So does that mean that I can't tell somebody that they lace front is messed up?
Right.
And I really ain't that big on makeup. Y'all see me glammed up maybe 3-4 times a year for special occasions. Does that not give me the right, because I'm not an expert, to tell somebody, hey, you looking a little bit orange instead of suntan, or that you know, the gloss or whatever?
First of all, this is our job. Confessions. Don't come over here calling me out, okay? We do reviews on this page.
Mom, you about to make me come on camera. I swear to God.
I'm still not getting it. Like, I don't understand it.
But see, here's the thing. We, as YouTubers, bloggers, whatever, we see things on TV and we talk about them from our perspective, which that was what Symone was doing. Symone has stated numerous times she never wanted to have children until she was married. Okay, so that's her stance on that. Now you got everybody out here. You don't have kids. You don't have kids. You don't have kids. Well, she don't have kids because she wanted to be responsible. Okay, this woman, in what she's saying from Symone's responsible thought process is, hold on. Symone's responsible thought process, just like as if anybody who is trying to give you advice on something, or whatever, like, oh, this is what I would do in that situation. We do this all the time on these lives, like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would have told him about himself. Or if I was Jeffrey and Blake, I'd have walked away from Blake and told him he was a piece of ass. And we sit up here all the time and speculate about what we would do in certain situations. And all Simone is saying is that you are in this situation doing the same thing that got you into these previous situations.
Right.
So instead of saying learn from your mistakes, Simone should have said learn from your previous experiences, because children are not mistakes. You know what I'm saying? God, he put us on earth here to procreate.
No, Kamisha is back. She has apparently charged her iPad. Wait a minute. I thought I added Kamisha. Go ahead, Dina.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, you can't sit up here and say that people can't speak. People can speak on things based on what they would do in their situation. People also need to learn, which is what we're supposed to do. My daddy said all the time, if you don't learn something new every day, then you wasted a day. Okay. So people need to learn from previous experiences, mistakes, whatever the case may be. But if you keep repeating the same thing, which meaning the men that she is going after on this show, which is one thing, is what you got to work with, okay, on the show. But you keep going to the same thing and expecting something different. You got two men who ain't got no kids, who want to be on Forbes magazine and want to fly around the world. Do you think they trying to be at Little League, Pop Warner, bitty basketball games? Do you think
Right.
they finna be sitting up there going to doctor's appointments and listening to crying kids in the middle of the night because they got colic, or they constipated, or they got the flu, or whatever, the bug RSVP going around in the schools and stuff? Like, do you honestly think that these are the type of men that are going to be with you down in the bowels of hell when the shit ain't all, cupcake and ice cream and icing and sprinkles and shit? Because you're a mom, you know that. You know what it's
I
like to
do, I
hold
get
your
it.
kids out and they throw up on you at 3:45 a.m. You know that. Are these men on this particular show that she is going after going to be there to do all of the things of the things of the thing? No.
And I do not disagree with that.
What to do.
I do not disagree with Simone saying, yo, Mark Anthony is not your type. The guy in the Forbes, the little tiny ponytail, that's not the dude for you.
Right.
I have no problem with that. All I'm saying is, I feel like Simone, there's some things that she said that she should not have said. That's what I'm saying.
And we can agree to disagree,
Right.
but you can't say that somebody doesn't have the right to speak on it, because that's what we do.
Yeah, I can say that. If you have not worked through that, then you have no right. If you're not a black person.
So have you been on a dating reality TV show?
No.
But you speak on it.
Right.
I am just doing a review.
Right, but you speak on it. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's
You're
your opinion on
contradicting
it.
yourself. You can't say, if you haven't walked through it, you can't speak on it. We talk about love and marriage.
Different.
We talk about love and marriage. Huntsville, you ain't lived in DC or Huntsville. We talk about Ready to Love. You ain't never been on a dating show because you got a good man and a husband at home. So you ain't never had to take your man on, put a ring on it because he don't want to act right, because he already act right, put a ring on it, and gave you 3 kids, and he be sitting back watching you do your thing with his good suit on, trying to come on camera. So see, you over there living the good life, but we sit on here and we talk about everybody else doing their thing. So you can't sit up here and say, oh, if you haven't walked through it, you can't talk about it, because you would never have nothing to say about some of the shows that we review.
Right.
I'm sorry, Kamisha, go ahead.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. What in the world did I miss? What did I miss?
I'm gonna have to take my blood pressure medication.
Okay, so So, Mod, what happened? What was the last thing you
And
said?
I'm just saying that if you have not walked through that, if you have not been a single mom, if you have not been a wife, there are things that you cannot speak on. Is what I'm saying. And that's where I'm coming from when it comes to Simone. And Simone was part of Ready to Love cast. So she understands the back behind the scenes situations.
Okay, Ma,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
what about
Like
women? What Ma,
she's
Ma,
not like
Ma,
me.
Ma, what about women who never had the paper that states that they are husband and wife, but they've lived with the man for over 20 years as if they are. The only thing that's different is a piece of paper. You in some laws they're considered to be married anyway, but without that, they're still just common law. They're not actually married legally. But she can still tell you things about being a wife and the lifestyle and the experience. Hello?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Uh-huh. Hello? Because I am the queen of this girl. I told you, I told you. I'm sorry. Because see, you can have experiences without having something, a legal document that said that you were this and that and the third. You cannot close yourself off because you'll miss out on a lot of good things, mom, and I won't let you do that. Let's go.
Yep,
And
because that one on
in
that
Jeffrey
what
voice.
is that
Let's go.
Shaw, the Family Shaw, whatever that one show is, then people are spiritually married. And he's trying to pressure her to go get legally married, but they are already spiritually married. And in some countries, they still do spiritual marriages, ceremonies, and whatnot, and they never go to the courthouse and get a piece of paper, especially them ones where they be allowing folks to have 17 wives.
I'm just trying to see if I can have anybody from Ready to Love to come and speak on this because I feel like you're over here not giving grace to Jeffrey and given that it's not that like really I care for Jeffrey because I do not like the way she came for Blake.
Now look, I didn't give the woman grace. I did give
Yeah,
the
you
woman.
did. You have been giving her. You have been giving. Go ahead.
I have helped this woman come up with 17 different stories. So if she wants to use one of them, I'm not even going to charge her for it. I didn't gave her umpteen different stories that she can come back with on the reunion or on her page that are more feasible than what she said to Tommy and based on the information that we found. I have extended her a lot of grace. I don't know her situation. All I'm
Right.
doing is I'm being Switzerland and saying, hey, this is the documentation that was found. These are the possibilities of what took place, and this is where Simone was coming from. I don't have a dog in the fight. Yes, I know Simone and I support her and whatnot, but I don't know Jeffrey and all the hells that she might have went through either, and this could be very difficult for her. But all I'm saying is, you, based on what we see on TV, you look like a liar.
Right.
And I'm not here to defend her as a liar because I think she is one of those. Right? Wait, Kamisha, why are you giving us like Jesus, Kamisha? I feel like she came over there with her cute little voice. Oh, he said this to me. Oh, Black said this to me. And I'm not here for it. And you guys, if you have been watching my reviews, I have been very critical about this girl. The way she put out Blake and the way she wanted everybody else to believe that Blake is all these things. Listen, I was not here for it. The fight that I had with Swan, don't do that. I wasn't here for it. So I'm not advocating for that. All I'm saying is why I disagree with this girl about everything that she has done on the show. I'm not going to speak on being a single mom. I have not been a single mom. I've not been a divorcee. All right? And so therefore I cannot speak on those two. I don't care.
Again, Simone was not speaking on her being a single mom. She was
She
speaking
did
on
though.
her
She
action.
did.
and she's repeating the same actions. Nobody said this woman don't know how to be a mom. Nobody said that her children are unkempt. Nobody said that somebody need to call defects on her. Nobody questioned anything about her being a single mom. What was said was your actions that led you to become a single mom, you need to take your own accountability for it. For
Right.
example, in my
Who
situation,
is
we all
Simone
know
to say
it.
that?
I got to
Who
take
is Simone?
accountability for what I
What?
allowed.
I'm
Who
so
is
confused right now.
Simone to bring that
What?
judgment that your actions made you to be a single mom?
Mod, what
Who
are you
is
talking
she?
about? Mod, what are you talking about?
Did Simone
What
say
are
those
you?
things
Did she say what?
that she decided to be whatever, and then said, who is Simone to say that she's a single mom?
I don't. What? She said
Wait,
what?
let's go back. Dina, what were you saying?
I'm confused.
Said that Simone did not question her parenting. She said that she needed to be take accountability for her own actions that led her to be a single mom.
Now, Ellen, Ellen, that's a reach. That's a reach. First of all,
You
Oh
getting hype.
Jesus!
You getting real hype. And
but
Oh my God!
Mocha, can you support me? Mocha, can you support me on this one?
all
Because
I'm trying to say
No,
is,
I do
Mod,
not support you.
Mocha, can you support me?
No, I'm not supporting you. Because you're wrong. You're not thinking. You're not thinking about it in the right way. You're not thinking about it correctly. I can't support. Listen, I can't support you. Can't support you on it. Listen, Ma. Listen. I'm a black woman born here in the U.S. You're an immigrant, right? There's experiences that I have had as a black woman being born here in the U.S. My people were brought here from West Africa in chains to the United States. You didn't have that experience. You willingly came here. My people did not willingly come here, but you can still speak on the experience, right?
I don't know if I willingly came here though.
Come on, Maz. Come on, Maz.
I, I,
Girl,
I've been
Come on,
serious.
Maz. Come on now.
not mine. Now come on.
Come on
No,
now.
no, no, no. I don't know if I was looking for better opportunities, just not for me,
I didn't
but
mention
other
nothing
people in my
about.
well,
family.
Mod,
I didn't
come
mention
on
nothing
now. You,
about
this is
opportunity.
semantics. You willingly came here. You was not
Oh yeah,
chained.
yeah, yes,
You was
yes,
not
yes. Okay.
chained. You was not
Yes,
chained in a
yes,
boat
yes, yes,
crossing the
yes. I
Ma, you
understand
doing
that.
too much
Yes,
now. You doing too much, Ma. Stop it. You doing way
You
yes,
too
can
much.
you
yes,
can look back. You know your lineage, your tribe,
Period.
everything. You can
yes,
look
Yes.
back on your
yes.
ancestry,
Your
right?
whole life, your whole livelihood was
Right.
taken from
A
you.
We
hundred
don't we
Come
percent.
don't have
on.
we don't most of us here are black Americans, African descendants. We don't have that. We don't have
Right.
Right.
that. What we have to do is get some saliva from our cheeks and run it through a computer to try to
Right.
figure
100%.
out
Yes,
where
God.
we're
Right.
from, and then
Yes.
we'd have to go through all these hoops to even try to find out.
But Mocha, I also want you to understand that
So when
watching.
they come offering reparations and you don't get none,
No, I don't, and
so
I
don't get in
sympathize with that
line.
one.
So don't
But
get
I
in
also
line.
want you to understand that.
I don't want you to get in line at all. When they up there because they may come to Buffalo, when they up there and we got reparations checks, don't get in that line.
Lord Jesus.
I
Who
hear that.
man?
I hear that and I receive it.
Okay. If you receive it, then what? Because that statement was crazy. I'm just telling you.
No, I
I,
just, I just,
I want you
It
to think
was.
really. I want
Please.
you to really just give it some thought. Give it some thought. Really think about it. Think about other women's experiences.
mm,
And I totally understand where Simone was coming from when she said that because Jeffrey came out of a marriage having two children, came out of a whatever tumultuous situation or whatever it was, right? In the marriage
Hmm.
to jump into a relationship or what I'm being generous saying relationship. I don't know
Right.
what it was. to
Right.
get pregnant by someone else when you already had an issue with the father of your other two kids. Then you get pregnant by someone else that you're claiming doesn't even see the child. Like, come on, let's make some better. Like, she's ready. She should not. And confession said it in the chat. She should have never gone on Ready to Love. She needed to heal and make sure she was okay before going on there for the opportunity or whatever it was she jumped on that show for.
Look, I'm gonna say something people might not like. I remember when they said about the with the girl we called the flower girl last season, who
Oh
they
yeah,
said was not
Shakira.
was
Yes.
not ready for it. So what
Yeah,
I'm saying is, you're young, and if I'm from a, small town Louisiana, and you're young, and you're black, and you're having these kids, more than one, and you might say it's being judging. I've had three children of my own. Yes, I was married, but I still was young. So I say having different kids, and maybe people didn't like what Simone said, having with your friends. It's nothing wrong with people who are not of color. When they plan their life, they plan their children too sometimes. And it don't work out perfectly. But
right,
not having kids with different people, it can cause strife in your life and a child's life. A black woman hates when you say this, but like, look, having all these different children is not good for you or the child. Say what you want to say to me, say I'm judging you, whatever. But her going onto a show that's a dating and you're going through other with your kids, the father, whatever, this is not the experience for you. Sometimes women do think that having another baby with somebody else can heal or make him stay or we're a family not going anywhere. But you just added another child to your tax bracket for the next season. But if that man leaves, and my mother says, you are the child, you the mother. The baby gonna be right here with you like a kangaroo that's the baby in the pouch. Everywhere you go, and a child with you. He can walk off and leave. So I said it to say that sometimes thinking about having a child with your AKA the friend, people not might like how Simone said it, but she wasn't lying about the minute black people just keep having kids with a
right,
dude that's not gonna be there for life for the long haul. Just keeping it 100%. Children are expensive. To do it by yourself is crazy. But how many women are doing that? That's
I
it.
know I did it.
I did it too.
And how
I
was it
hear
was
you
the struggle?
guys. I hear you guys. I hear you guys. And I want to be very cute when I'm responding to this. um,
Girl.
there are different refugees who are coming to America. You're coming to this country because your country has war. So you're seeking asylum over here because you have war and everybody's being killed in your country. There's also financial refugees. That's me, who realize you're not going to get an opportunity to raise your children, that they are not going to get the same opportunities, that not even the same, close to anything that you have. And so you sacrifice everything you have. The last time I saw my family was in 2014.
But Mod, you got a whole different setup. You know what I'm
All I'm
saying?
saying is, don't
Step out.
dismiss.
No, wait, hold on, Mod. Step outside of your setup. See,
Right?
you might have dated a couple of frogs, but you got a prince now, right? So you can't see.
I
You're
don't know.
looking at the world through rose-colored glasses because you have a prince. Not all of us had a prince. I
Right.
still ain't
Mm-hmm.
found my prince or my king, and I'm tired of these damn frogs. Okay,
Ribbit,
so
I
ribbit, 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 ribbit,
right.
ribbit.
So all Simone it was saying is that take a break from the pond and get your life together and make better decisions because clearly 2 or 3 times this has not worked for you and you're going after the same type of man who's not going to be available for you and
Right.
your children.
Right.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, it just because, and understand that you have to go to DNA and all that kind of thing to find your roots. I am also kind of suffering from the same in some type of way. Like, my dad died when I was in this country. I was not able to go bury my dad,
Oh my God.
whether it's because of the visa situation, whether it's because of the money, because it is about the money. You get to that funeral, how much are you giving?
Right.
I'm so
And so
sorry.
do not discredit immigrants who come to this country and we have to sacrifice so much.
Nobody is discrediting
Nobody
No, but then
immigrants.
when you come here and tell me about the
What are
DNA,
you talking about right now?
no,
I'm not
Dina.
discrediting them, Maj.
But when you come here,
Can we need to get back to the topic. Nobody's
we
discrediting
cannot go
immigrants
back until
or
we
your
finish this though.
story. The story here is if you are making questionable decisions and they have not led to a good outcome, if somebody tells you to stop making them so that you can have a better outcome, where is the lie?
Right.
But first, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm sorry for your loss and for going through that. That sounds like a horrible experience. Um, I really am sorry about that. But, Mama, Goodwill, that's not where we're coming from. So be
Right.
correct on that. You know we love you. So make sure you get
Right.
that right. I will drag your ass for everything else. But I'm not talking about that. I love you. So stop it. So
But I know, I understand that,
okay,
but
don't.
I feel
But
like I get discredited though
what do you
when I
mean?
No.
come in here.
No, it was a different
Let me
opinion.
finish. Let me finish.
Different opinion, Mama.
No. Because I'm being told, oh, you don't have to go swipe that DNA test and know where your roots are from. But because I
Huh?
feel like
I didn't say that.
many immigrants, many African immigrants who come here, you might not be able to do that. You might not. You might know where your people are from, but you're not able to make that move. Whether it's because of the visa situation, so you came here and your visa was expired and therefore you cannot even go back, or is it because of your finances that you're not able to make that move? And so I feel like we are all on the same level, right? Like when I came to this country, I lived in Newark, New Jersey.
Maud, stop right
And
there.
right,
First of all,
let me finish. No, let me finish. Let me finish.
See, that's what you got to start with the sentences. When you came to this country, which means you yourself bought a ticket or however, somebody bought it for you, and you
Mm-hmm.
got on a plane, train, or a boat or whatever, and you
Mm-hmm.
came here willingly. You cannot compare that to people who their ancestors was chained in boats,
Yes.
thousands and thousands of people,
Yes.
and some of those boats didn't even make it here. If
Yep.
you go to the
I get
African
that.
American History Museum in Washington, D.C., you start at the bottom where they talk about
Mm-hmm.
slavery, and there is a whole wall, and it shows all the boats, and it says, for example, this boat that came from the French had 897 slaves, but only 532 slaves made it to sign in, which means all them other slaves died. And you know what they did when they died on them ships to get rid of the stank? They tossed the bodies over in the ocean.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
cannot sit up here
Are
and
you,
compare the two,
Dina,
because
Dina,
I remember
Dina,
not that
Dina,
long ago
But
when
Dina?
my ancestors was out there picking cotton,
Are
regardless
you
of how
willing?
light skinned I am, and I can
all
trace
right.
mine back. So you
Okay.
can't sit up here and say it's the same
Wait,
or
wait,
we're on
wait.
the same
I never
level
said it
because
was a
that's
Let's
not
thing.
let's
true.
let's okay. This topic right here, we need to stop this topic because we
Right.
came on here to talk about the
I
Jeffrey
never said
Simone
it was
thing.
the same
Hold
though.
on, Mom. Maybe hold on, baby girl. Baby, hold on, baby girl. Look, because this topic is taking a turn, and I want us to stay on top of where we were about the Jeffrey situation. Had nothing to do with any of this. Let's go back to what we're speaking about, which is the Jeffrey conversation as far as Simone. Hopefully, Simone will respond soon, but let's stay on that topic, okay? Please.
Yeah.
We talk about Jeffrey being not knowing about seeing a mother. We understood your points. Yes, Jeffrey's not, I mean, sorry, not Jeffrey, Simone's not a mother, but she can speak on certain things. We have a difference of opinion, and we can
Right.
still talk about that. Let's stay there, okay? Just because we don't want
They told us go back to the topic. We done left with the slavery.
to. Lord Jesus. Everybody's in here just came to the live to watch that, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, they were
My
not
short,
here to talk about slavery. Okay, I hear you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
My short commercial. Show something. Jesus Christ. My short commercial.
Yeah, listen,
See,
Dina
African
is
American.
my sister. We love each other, you know. So even when you see us going after each other, we still care about each other. Dina, are you with me on that one?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of
My
course.
my
We
show something
always
for
love
real.
everything. We can agree to disagree, but let's get back on our back to our regularly scheduled
Right.
program.
I feel
Right.
like on this
More
live,
preview for another show that is yet to come. So
right.
yes, back to our
I,
regularly scheduled
I feel
program.
like on this live, you all are out here acting like this.
Mod, show your mentee. Y'all, if y'all want to join the membership, please make sure y'all hit the join button and hit the like button, please. I'm Maya for Mama. Oh my God.
Lord Jesus. Yes, you know,
Yes.
go ahead, join my membership. Join my membership, you guys. I love you all, you know. Join my membership just so you don't want to, you know.
Oh my God. I can't listen to somebody
Yes.
laugh at this. Jesus Christ.
Marka, what do you have to say?
No, I'm just gonna say this. Like, I wanna find out if they filmed the reunion.
Mm.
That's what I'm wondering. Because this was episode what? What
Episode,
episode?
I think, 7.
I haven't seen anything. You know how they show. You know, most time we'll see them all in their outfits. Have we seen that yet? But that was another
No,
show. We
no,
haven't seen that
I
yet.
haven't
I
heard
haven't
anything
seen
at all.
anybody in their reunion looks.
Yep, I haven't heard anything about it.
Right.
I don't think they've done it yet.
I don't know. I feel like she's.
Oh wow, this is
I
possibility. This
feel
could be in.
like
This could be in it. This could be in it.
I feel like Jeffrey is gonna be chosen up until the end.
You think she's
That's
gonna
why
go to
she
the
had the
end?
audacity to come over there telling everybody, "I'm being chosen. I'm being chosen. I'm being chosen."
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
Somebody
You
in
know.
the chat saying I agree with Maya. We should refrain from speaking on something we have not experienced
We're not
just
going there.
yet.
We're not going back there. We're not going back there.
No, no, she's talking about Mud. She's talking about saying about people experiencing about certain topic. We were talking about before about Simone.
Ah.
Come on, they're not going there. I know what I'm talking about. That's a difference of opinion that we all have.
Oh,
That's
Anita
fine.
is telling us it's episode 9.
Oh wow.
okay.
By now they normally now that's so quick, but you'll see the people showing their Instagram looks. If possible, this might be in it. The whole Simone and
Right.
Jeffrey thing might be in it. Then, to be honest, it's a possibility. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I have confessions saying, let's just say that this really isn't. She ain't done the work. Uh, I don't know what she's saying, you
Get the
guys. I don't
Z.
know.
Get the Z. She said to be in a space in that type of dating environment. She was not ready for this. She's not ready to love. Not on this show. And I totally agree with her. Confessions is correct.
To me, this type of thing is like
Mm.
everyone has said before, speed dating on crack. It's a lot to deal with. As far as if you couldn't handle a dating life on a regular basis in your real life, how can you handle being enclosed or not enclosed, having experienced more than one guy vying for your attention and other women vying for their attention? If you can't handle real dating life, this be way too much for you. I'm not saying it's for her. I'm just saying in general. It seems like a lot, in my opinion.
And I agree with A. Smith that Jeffrey have a smart mouth. I agree that and arrogance with it. Okay, about herself. She asked for what she got. Simone
100%.
can be opinionated. I agree that.
Oh no,
And
no.
may have went far. I agree that with some of the things, but she did not in any way attack the children. I agree with this. I agree with this 100%.
But you said,
100%.
but you said she came for her kids, but she didn't. You said that earlier, Ma,
I,
and she did
I
not.
say that she cannot speak on children when she doesn't have children. I never said she came for. No, I never said she did that. I'm just saying, don't speak on anything that you're not familiar with, is what I'm
Mm,
saying. I
okay.
never said she did that. I'm just saying I agree with A. Smith. Everything that that comment is about, I agree with that 100%.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
Mocha, do you agree with that?
Let me see.
It's right there on the screen.
I agree about that, and I don't think Simone went too far.
I don't.
You called for
I feel like right now, I feel like right now, Jeffrey is going through turmoil and attacks like Camille did. Different circumstances.
You can't
I
compare
don't
the
see,
two.
huh?
You cannot compare the two.
I'm not comparing.
Similar.
That's what I say. Different circumstances. I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying the attack, and that's why I saw something like Jeffrey is going through so much. Everybody's attacking. We are not here to attack that girl. She's one of us. We are not attacking. We're just saying, just speak your truth. And if you want to speak your truth, Resica on your IG, that's not the girl to go to. I wish you came to Kamisha. I wish you came to Dina. I wish you came to Mocha. I wish you came to me to speak your truth when it comes ready to love. Because
Mm.
the girl that went to on your life, she doesn't know anything about ready to love. And then they're prohibiting us from speaking or asking any questions when it comes to ready to love, though,
Mm.
which did not make any sense. If
No, you
anything was
see.
coming to this life, we were hoping that she's gonna speak her truth. Why are you married? What happened? Why did you speak on it? Why are you talking about being married and then 6 years into prior to you divorcing, you never spoke to this guy, yet you never divorced this guy? So many questions. So many questions. And I spoke to many of the cats from Ready to Love, and they kept saying Simone is mean, Simone is nasty, Simone is all those things. Like
come
all the
on,
people that I spoke to,
come on now, Ma.
I'm telling you, all the responses that I got from Ready to Love people, the cast members, they kept saying, Simone can be nasty, or Simone
Oh
can be
wow. What?
yes,
Come on now.
yeah.
No.
Oh
Mm-mm.
come on.
No,
Well, I'm gonna take. See. Let me be quiet.
I'm just saying. That's
don't do it
I'm
like
not saying
that.
that's what I
I don't know
experienced.
what they did to rub her the wrong way, but regardless of how Simone felt on that thing the other night, I have met her personally, and she had took me in like she had been knowing me for 1,000 years, and I was really a complete stranger. When me and Kamisha went down to Houston, they took damn good care of us. They didn't let us pay for nothing. They made sure that we had rides everywhere. I mean, they rolled out the red carpet for us and whoever else they had brought down there. And she took pictures with everybody there, no matter who had asked her for them, even when she was tired and she had just sat down for 3 seconds. If somebody walked up to her and was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" She'd pop right back up and she would do that. I,
Hundred
I,
percent.
I don't know who said that or what kind of issue that they might
Right.
have personally, you know what I'm saying? But yes, did she get nice nasty back? Yes, she did. But as whatever Kenya Moore said, don't come for me unless I send for you.
Say
And
it
now I'm
again.
about to twirl on.
And see, I can only say this from my experience because from the time I met her, I never knew her. And so when I first interviewed her, she was one of the ones who interviewed with me more than once. When some other cast member who were a little stuck, if I won't say their names, and she was never like that with me. Supported my channel even before her and Rashid got together. That's how long she's been supporting my brand and my channel, and behind the scenes and in front. And so for me, I've never got that from her. Not saying that she hasn't had anybody else, but just like Dina said, going to Houston, I saw her. That girl probably was exhausted, but that girl was going. People could walk by. She sit down, get into a picture. She very, very friendly, very friendly.
Are you the two of you? Do you think you're compromised just because you are invited to?
Oh my God.
Ma, if you don't stop,
Are you compromised with Camille? Are you compromised with Dakia? Are you compromised with everybody else? I'll wait.
Um,
I'll wait.
I feel
I'll
like on
wait.
this live, I feel like on
I'll
this
wait.
I feel like Camille. I feel like Camisha is very so. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh,
I wonder who sent you that wonderful overlay. That be me, the queen. Don't start. Leave me alone. Me and Dina are speaking about our experience. It's not a lie. Everything Dina just said, I can literally say it was 100% correct. She's not speaking about just her. The cast itself treated us very well. The whole Race Love cast that was there treated me and Dina great. So it's not like a lie. Not just her, Rashid as well, a gentleman.
I feel like Mocha, can you support me in this one?
no.
Dina, am I lying?
No, look, I mean, we had Stacey B, we had Jay Brad, we had who was on there? P.O.,
Yes.
Demetrius,
Mm-hmm.
Tori, and
Tori was
that's
fine
just the
there.
ones I know. There was cast members there from other seasons that I had not watched or whatever, like Simone and Rashid's season and some other seasons that I was not aware of, so I didn't exactly know who they were. But even those people were super nice at the time. And so, whatever the way the show was done, and whatever the way that people had those type of situations, but do not ever sit up here and say all the cast members that you spoke with said that, because if you only spoke to one or two people, and I know that you have spoke to many other cast members, then that's one or two people. But that's why we don't say all black men, all black women, all white people, all pink, yellow, green, whatever people. We don't do that.
Okay, Alan, I'm gonna tell you something. If you go look at my interview I did with Simone, the second interview I did when she got on the reunion, she told so much tea and kept it real. That's how I knew she was a real one. She spoke about the cast members, the experience, how she just, and people who didn't like her would come to my chat and tell me they loved her after the interview because the way it was portrayed, they thought she was the bad guy. That's true tea. I'll comment people in chat. I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh. I'm always trying to get Camille to come in this, but she's in a meeting. I was like, Camille, come over yourself.
Oh my God, you are
Call
doing
her over
way
here for what?
too much.
Call her here for what?
You saw the interview, Ellen? You see what I'm talking about? Okay. You doing too much. Oh my
But she
God, my
need
girl's so
backup.
weak. Ellen,
I did that.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, I was hoping Mocha is gonna be on my, with me over here. She's like, no. I'm like, I'm gonna be here by myself.
Oh my God. That's
Facts
how you
are
found my
facts.
channel. Oh, Ellen,
We
thank
we still
you.
love you at the end of the day, Ma. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna love you. But facts are facts.
Yes, I know that. uh, this was fun. This was fun. And I never meant to get into situations or topics that were meant to be. Sometimes conversation leads us there, whether it's slavery, whether it's immigration. My girls over here, I'm the only African immigrant when it comes to my girls that I associate with, and so, I am different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know where I came from. You all might not know where I came from, but that's a privilege for me. But also, not so much so. When I'm in this country, when I'm raising my children, when they don't have their grandparents around, you understand? No, I'm just saying that it's not personal. Tomorrow I'm going to be calling my friend Dina and asking her, Dina, can you help me with this? I'm going to be calling my queen, Mocha, and everybody else. Like, this is who we are. It's nothing personal. It's what I'm saying.
Calling me all through the day and annoying me.
Don't get into details.
Me when she
Don't get into detail.
Somebody. She don't even call and say, "Hey, girl."
Don't get into details. Dina, let's not get into details.
Dina, look, Dina, I'll get a message. I need a thumbnail for this live. I need a thumbnail for this live, please. You put the time on here, please.
Let me ask you guys something. Do Do you watch Real Housewives of Potomac?
Oh,
Yeah.
we reviewed that, y'all. On my I
They
call it the
they
Mixie
fired
panel.
they
I
fired
be calling Dina.
Wait, hold on. They what?
they fired Juan Dixon from Coppin State.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What?
What? Just
What
now?
did you say, Mocha?
Dina, look at it. Dina, look at it.
Wait,
Real
no,
quick.
I did not hear that.
Oh,
I,
please.
I said they fired Juan Robin's husband. They fired him from Coppin State.
Oh my God, I gotta. Ooh,
So go make your money.
Dina, is that what it says?
Hold on, hold on. I'm trying to type.
So I'm about to get off of here.
1 hour ago, former college basketball star fired from head coach at Sports
Oh,
Illustrated. Coppin State fires men's basketball coach Juan Dixon five
oh,
minutes ago.
I gotta go. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
All right,
Oh
all
my
right, Ma, let me go
God!
because I gotta see what's going on with that too.
Thank you, Mocha. We are about to go live on that one. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, okay, all right.
Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Yo, my goodness. Breaking news on this platform. The Undisputed African Queen. You guys, go ahead, subscribe, like, share, you guys. I apologize for getting out of the topic, but really mean the Undisputed. The Undisputed. Are you kidding me? We are reviewing Ready to Laugh Potomac. I love this. This is everything. What? Mocha, thank you for sharing that information with us. I am your girl, Mother from our the Undisputed African Queen. Subscribe, let everybody know there's only one, the Undisputed African Queen. Bye, everybody.